on this IU team and where it might be. Hell, I thought at the beginning of the season this was going to be a team that once it found its legs was going to take off and go. And yeah, it took off and went all right. It went the other direction. I mean, embarrassingly in the other direction. I happen to agree with some folks around here. I think that if you don't get the max effort, and I think by now most people can tell, you don't have to be John Wooden Jr. and coach things up to tell when these guys are giving the effort that should be required just by stepping on the floor, right? Just by being a part of the program. We talked to Robbie Hummel yesterday, and Robbie said, you could tell in that Minnesota game, he said, I could tell as a former player just by the lack of a closeout that effort wasn't there. If you don't get that tonight, and if Purdue wipes the Assembly Hall floor with you, it is officially going to be DEFCON 1. And you're going to have to live with that the remainder of the season. I mean, hell, keep in mind the whole appetizer to this game tonight is the fact that the home team has lost 10 of 11, which is absolutely, well, since Crom Crean's first season, unheard of and ridiculous with this group. But it's going to go full scale DEFCON 1 if that takes place. If Purdue comes in there and, how do I put it, announces their presence with authority and wipes the floor with them. And I know it's easy to say, well, there's no way that's going to happen. Pride is going to kick in. Playing at home in front of a crowd's going to amp them up a little bit. But that hasn't always been the case. And really, when you think about it, since we turned the page to 2019, it has been more the kind of get up and go and leave and not try a great deal and get blown out than it has been actually going after it. There have been more questions about the effort, been more questions about the coaching staff, how these guys are getting coached up than there has been about, well, these guys came out and they played a somewhat clean game. They gave the effort, but shots didn't fall here or there. I mean, everybody wants to blame Saturday on banked in, luck shots, guy that hasn't hit a three, knocked down a three, all that. That was early in the game. I mean, these guys just were going through a pickup game in Minnesota on Saturday. So we're going to find out a little bit deep down about a couple of things. And, of course, it's across the board with the players, and then it's going to be with a coaching staff and a head coach in year number 2 here who has said Saturday was a deal breaker. All right, so we had to define that a little bit. What deal breaking what deal are we talking about? You're assuming that the whole deal thing has to do with, well, now we're going to make some changes, and now I'm becoming a hard ass. Well, we'll just see how hard he will be if things aren't going the way that they should later on tonight. I mean, if you see some of the half-assedness that took place on Saturday, I invent words around here all the time. It happens. We're going to see it from both angles here. Players and coaching staff. We'll see how the fans respond. On the other hand, you have a team in Purdue. You have a fan base that would just absolutely love to cause a little bit of chaos after tonight's game. Go down there, wipe them clean, and then cause a great deal of chaos. And I know that this season is nowhere near what a lot of folks thought it was going to be for IU, but I maintain this. There is a great deal of intrigue in this contest later on tonight because of all these stories. Yeah, most of which is just trying to keep out of the double negative in this case for IU. I mean, if you really want to go down in the hole here, we'll see what team shows up. We'll see what coach shows up, what coaching staff shows up, what rules might be broken, what deals might be broken here. How quickly do you get a hook? It's what guys are going to step on the floor later on tonight. So for that, I mean, across the board, I simply cannot wait. So we'll talk that up at 239-1070. Email address is jmv@1070thefan.com. I would like to do it the easy route here. I mean, really. You like to sit down here, right? Like to take the easy route and say, yeah, I mean, it's IU, it's a Bloomington. Yeah, they're going to play hard. Yeah. Who's going to know that? Nobody knows that. Hell, I don't even know if these guys know that. But tonight they better bring it. Tonight they better bring it. Coaching staff better bring it. Coaching staff better follow up because you got folks down there no dummies to this now. 10 of 11 is bad enough, but then to have your rival come down there and clean house in Assembly Hall, yeah, DEFCON 1's what we're talking about. So let's bring it out. 239-1070, email address at JMV at 1070thefan.com. Purdue and IU coming up later on tonight. Is the Purdue's smartest fan, Garen, going to stop in here? Is he just going to watch the show? Is he going down there tonight? He is simply put, he is the smartest, most intelligent Boilermaker fan. He knows more about the Boilermaker football and basketball than anybody. What three things, right? Boilermaker football, Boilermaker basketball, and heavy metal music. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in that pit at a local H concert once.
If it's in that necessarily in that order or not, but that's what he is. That's who he is. He's our friend Garen. He's going to join us in studio too. Alan Karpick, Golden Black Illustrated. We'll talk about what Boilermaker squad's going to come down there later on tonight. I mean, hell, it's the one we expect, right? Can you believe? You believe once January got here, remember? If you go back to the Crossroads Classic, I mean, it's like the damn bizarro world of what we were talking about with these two teams. Oh, there's Purdue. Everybody wants Painter. Oh, it's Painter. Oh, I'm tired of Painter. Everybody was tired of everything. Crossroads Classic, everybody was tired of everything Purdue. And Purdue is going in the wrong direction. Oh, and then there's IU. Robert Fennessy knocks down a three, a game winner over Butler. And look, there's that team now surviving, learning, and then all of a sudden, as everybody thought, mid to late regular season in the Big Ten thriving. And it has been an absolute 180. It's been the bizarro world again from what we saw mid-December, which is another great storyline to go over that we will. Again, Rakestraw, Karpick, and Rabjohn's going to join us coming up a little bit later on. I know I'm going to move away from this, and I'll probably regret it because you guys are going to pull me back, and that's okay. I mean, that's just kind of the way that it goes. But you guys will pull me back on this. Pacer game. Pacers start after the All-Star break on Friday at home versus New Orleans. And frankly, I'm glad that the Pelicans and Anthony Davis have the chaos. I hope he doesn't play on Friday because anything that's going to make going into March and then March a little bit less hectic for the Pacers, I think is a good thing. So whatever happens with the Pelicans, the NBA is going to fine. Pelicans going to sit. And he says, hey, I'll sign any place. I'll go any place and play for any market for like a year, but whatever. Hopefully chaos is there. But the Pacers did announce today that on the 28th of this month, they were at home versus Minnesota. And that game was going to be on TNT. That game has been moved off of TNT. Speaking of flipping here, I don't normally flip a lot, right? I try to stay, like, I'll get to another non-flipping story. Well, I don't know, maybe kind of flipping. Normally I don't flip, all right? Normally I stay kind of even with my thoughts early and kind of hang with it and see what the hell happens, right? Well, a year ago, not at this time, but a year ago, March, late March, early April, I'm thinking, hey, where's the love? This Pacer team's fun to watch. Everything's going great. Where's the love from the national folks? And then there came a point in time and thinking, you know what? The national folks don't really know jack squat about this team. And that's why I watch Chris and Quinn and JJ, Eddie Gill, and the gang do what they do on Fox Sports Indiana. Ain't no thing. It's all right. Actually, it's better. So I flipped on that. I think especially this year, it's a good time to flip on that. What a great deal all the way around. All right, what a great deal. We watch it on Fox Sports Indiana. Anyway, plus, you get what I'm assuming a little added motivation to a team that's going to need it, right? I mean, you need everything. You don't have your guy. We like the team. They are going to need everything they can get. It's like Ed Harris in Major League. You know, I'm going to throw every piece of junk I can at him. You're going to have to do that. That's what the Pacers are going to have to do. So, you know what? in my book, a little added motivation of, hey, once upon a time this was going to be a national game, but now, hey, look at the surroundings. Look at the Timberwolves. Look at the Pacers. All of a sudden, this is not really a national draw, so let's go a different direction. I think that motivation is fantastic. Thank you very much, Turner Network Television. Seriously, thank you. What have I said all along? This team, this fan base, man, you guys dig the underdog mentality. Always have and always will. This team is going to have to find everything coming up here. Late February, into March, closing out the season without their guy. This can't be a bad thing. I know a lot of you are saying, oh, JMV, here we go again. I mean, the national people turning their nose up at the Pacers. Lack of respect, that is all a good thing. It is a great thing. In fact, I love it. I don't know if that's going to help you out at the end of games, like against Milwaukee last week, when you really needed a closer, and that closer wasn't there. Now, it'd be okay if Nate had, pulled the trigger on some starters a little bit earlier. I don't know if he would have kept Vic on the bench until the 5-minute mark or not, but whatever. I mean, you need your closer. They don't have their closer, so you need every little piece of junk you can throw at them. This note's not significant today, but it's a good thing. Long run for the Pacers in a situation where, again, any motivation, I think, is going to be a solid motivation. So, yeah, take it off at TNT. Yeah, I know. I've always kind of stayed away from the old woe was us. What do I call it? I refer to it as the whole schlep rock routine. And I told you when Vic went down, I wasn't going to be schlep rock. And I'm not schlep rock on the Pacers. However, I completely understand what is necessary. We saw that last Wednesday night right there in front of our face. Whereas I didn't like the way that Nate handled things down the stretch, and most of you didn't either. But at the same time, you could tell that there really was something missing that you're just simply not going to get back. So you need to try to find, as long as the coach maybe pulls the trigger a little bit earlier next time down the stretch, gets the starters back in full force a little bit earlier when you find out the bench isn't working. Maybe the next time that happens, you don't have your star, but you have a little added motivation by virtue of again, you didn't have anybody in the All-Star game? Didn't see anybody in Charlotte? Was TJ Leaf in Charlotte? He wasn't, was he?
I don't think so.
There was nobody in Charlotte from here, right? That's beautiful.
Why would...
I don't know.
Why? What?
I don't know. I just saw across my Twitter on Friday, TJ Leaf didn't score in the up-and-coming Stars game. I didn't know he was in it.
I don't think he was.
Somebody said that. I didn't know he was in it. He wasn't there. There was nobody there. Nobody representing the Pacers there. All the guys went on vacation, which is a good thing.
Yes, the bonus is down in the Caribbean.
Are you following the Caribbean, are you?
I don't have TJ Leaf. Yeah, TJ Leaf not on any roster. No,
what the hell was somebody watching? I get a tweet that said, oh, man, TJ Leaf can't even score in this game. And I thought, well, he didn't even play in it. No wonder he didn't score.
Again, you think that was the joke?
Oh, but was that it? Was it a joke?
Yeah.
See, I mean, sometimes trying to translate sarcasm through Twitter doesn't work. Sarcasm through social media sometimes can be a pain in the butt. I guess it was supposed to be a joke then. All good, though. Moral of the story is all good because they need everything they can get down the stretch. You'll take it. I mean, even if it means you go off of TNT and you got the guys around here that's been around this team that they know, and that's the better thing anyway. You guys swooping in, so what? All right, the other thing that we got to figure out here is this. This is going to, I'm not even going to go there. I was going to say this is going to date me, but I think nearly everything I say here dates me, so I'm not going to say that anymore. Antonio Brown, I was going back and forth this morning talking about Antonio Brown and trying to figure out whether the Antonio Brown that we see right now is the real Antonio Brown, the petulant, going kind of crazy, needs a little intervention type of Antonio Brown, or is this the Antonio Brown that knows that he has time remaining on his contract and knows he needs to get the hell up out of Dodge in Pittsburgh right now, and he is doing his best to get that done? He is working it. Which one do we have here? The petulant, kind of crazy diva that needs a little bit of intervention from somebody right now? Or do we have a guy that's trying to manufacture, trying to motivate himself to get his way, to get up out of Pittsburgh and go someplace where he wants to go? Hopefully. What do we got in Antonio Brown here? What would you guys guess? Which Antonio Brown which one we talking about here? Anybody?
I think he does want to get out of Pittsburgh. I just feel like that group.
I'm sorry, Mr. Big Chest. He wants to be known as Mr. Big Chest. See, I mean, to me, that's a tell. There's no way that somebody is that over the top, losing their mind, right? So he's not. He don't want to be known as Mr. Big Chest. He wants Mr. Rooney to come down there and talk with him about, hey, you know what? It was really good while it lasted, but I need to go. Can you find me a place to go? Are you okay with that? Don't let me sit here and suffer kind of like you did a year ago with Le'Veon Bell, right, over the course of the year. He trying to get what he wants, or is he just there? Diva, petulant, needs a little intervention, or is he doing that as an act? It's all a big act.
I don't think it's all a big act. I think there's something to it.
I think he's slightly crazy. I think he's slightly petulant. I think he's fully petulant. I think he's fully diva.
Yes.
I just don't think that I find it hard to believe he's that over the top. Hey, somebody's got to save me from myself type of stuff here.
He's, I mean, I'll take a little crazy on this team. I know we always talk about and we fall in love with the locker room and how great the locker room is, but give me a little crazy if he's putting up numbers.
Well, he went a little haywire last night in social media and went with the whole I want to be called as Mr. Big Chest, and if you've got asking other teams in the NFL, hey, if you've got money to spend, come get me or call me, which you can't because that'd be tampering. So there's a lot here that doesn't make sense. Now, his representation is Drew Rosenhaus. This could be straight out of the Drew Rosenhaus playbook. All right, my guy wants out. My guy wants to go someplace else. How do we do it? We have to act like this. Or is that just who we're dealing with here? Because, frankly, I'll tell you this. If you're dealing with – I said this earlier. I look at the level of talent that a team would get. The level of talent is still there. Make no mistake about that. You don't want the other crap. Will the other crap be here? Will somebody be satisfied? Will he be satisfied once he makes the move? It's all a big act? I know what you're saying. Oh, yeah, you're going over the top to try to what? Try to make somebody embrace it that normally wouldn't. Try to prove your point. Try to prove your point. Well, I'm not trying to do any of that. It seems a little fishy. It does. Seems a little fishy. Unless the guy's just gone straight over the ledge. Get your thoughts on that. The Connecticut Water question of the day. Is this the real petulant diva in Antonio Brown, or is this an act to get what he wants? Connecticut Water question of the day. Manny Machado signed with the Padres. The Padres. I'm sorry, the Padres still aren't going to be any good. When's the last time the Padres were good?
1999.
Is that the last time I went to a movie was the last time the Padres were good? September of 1999. Thank you, Tony Donahue.
You're welcome.
Manny Machado gets $300 million. He'll get to opt out in, 5 years or so? So he'll probably go after big money someplace else.
Well, the last time they were over 500, they had a good year in 2010.
Well, they went to the World Series in 99, didn't they?
Yeah.
Against the Yankees?
Yep. No, that was 98.
98. Joey Votto says, like what I have said, right? The Reds should make a run at a division title. That's exactly what they're going to do. And write it down and tell me all about it later. They are going to win the division, and either the Cubs or the Cardinals are going to finish dead-ass last. How do you like them apples? Thank you, Joey Votto. Make a run at the division. Now I've got my you-know-what flapping in the breeze here. So, yes, back it up. Run at a division title. Listen, I like the conversation, if for nothing else. You know how long it's been since any positivity about the Reds has taken place anytime? I mean, much less during spring training, much less before the start of the season. When's the last time? It has been a long time coming. So I'm on board with it. I agree with Joey Votto right there. Greg Rakestraw, Alan Karpik, Jeff Rabjohns. We got you covered top to bottom. Purdue and IU coming up later on tonight as well. Butler has added, I think, Marquette coming up tomorrow. That is a later than usual. That's up in Milwaukee, so that's coming up tomorrow night. We'll get to the Antonio Brown story if you want. Back to the Pacer stuff if you want to get on board there. We have Dave Matthews Band tickets for you as well. And, yeah, I did see this. Thanks for you guys. I haven't watched too much on Netflix. I guess I'm going to have to now because I do want to see Motley Crue and Dirt. Have you seen the preview of that?
Yeah,
that looks pretty damn good right there. Motley Crue, Dirt. I am all in. I think that's coming up on the 22nd of March right there. We talking DEFCON 1 with some floor wipage of this Hoosier basketball program tonight by the Boilermakers. What will we see? We're going to see an inspiration we haven't seen in a long time, or are we going to see the half-assed nature that played so much of a significant role on Saturday in Minnesota? I think we know what Boilermaker team we're going to see. It all depends on what IU team decides to walk in that arena later on tonight. What IU team feels like playing? Do they feel like playing? Is it over? And, will the coaching staff or the head coach back up the tough talk finally that they brought up after the game on Saturday? 239-1070. Email address at jmv@1070thefan.com. We are on Twitter at jmv1070, and I am on YouTube right now. 1070 The Fan's YouTube page. Let's get it going. 239-1070. All that and more. Other side next.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive Little Blue Pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. Right now, get your first month supply for free. All you pay is just $5 for your medical consultation when you go to 4hims.com/good. After that, it's just $30 for a month's supply. Sure beats paying big bucks for just one blue pill, doesn't it? Plus, you won't need an awkward in-person doctor's appointment to get the prescription. Hims has doctors online who can prescribe the medication, and a pharmacy sends it right to your door. It's affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To get your first order for just $5, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/good. That's 4hims.com/good for your first month for just $5. 4hims.com/good.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details.
Hey, this is Jeff Saturday for More Restoration. Chances are you or someone you know have already experienced a disaster at home or at work. A fire or flood is never something you plan on happening, but if it does, you need to know what to do and how to protect your damaged property. More Restoration is the only name you need to know when a property loss occurs. Let More Restoration help you get your property back to normal with their second-to-none, industry-leading emergency response team. Call the only number I call. Call More Restoration Disaster Cleanup and tell them Jeff Saturday sent you.
Hey, Dan Dockich here for my friend Matt Nettleton and Sandler Training. Selling is like sports. It's highly competitive. When you want to get the best out of your sales team, a coach can help master the fundamentals. In basketball, you got to pass, you got to catch. In sales, you got to prospect. Listen, Matt is the real deal in coaching and sales training, and we've put together a great offer. If you're in sales or you run a business, text SALES, S-A-L-E-S, to 317-678-8800 to register for a 3-hour prospecting clinic. Use the code DAKICH, D-A-K-I-C-H, and we're going to save you $200. Text SALES to 317-678-8800, 317-678-8800, and don't forget the code DAKICH, D-A-K-I-C-H. This will help you identify, engage, and close the right prospects. Work on the fundamentals. Text Matt Nettleton and Sandler Training, 317-678-8800, promo code DAKICH.
been a sales rep my entire career at Geico and never changing.
Andrea from McCordsville.
Total stability. I never am worried about anything. I love my job. I get to laugh. I do what I'm supposed to do, and I get to go home every night to my family. I absolutely love my supervisor and our managers. The coaching is great. When I got my 5-year award last week, I was like, I can't wait to be sitting here 10, 15, 20 years from now, but still selling.
Visit geico.job/Indy to apply.
Chad and Tyler Peterman.
Hey Chad, it's February, my favorite month of the year. You know what that means?
You bet I do. During February, we're giving away free 80% Bryant gas furnaces when we install a new Bryant air conditioning system.
Which makes February the perfect time to replace your entire heating and cooling system for comfort all year long.
Exactly. Purchase a Bryant air conditioning system this month and you'll get a free furnace, a free air filter system, and programmable thermostat. That's over $1,500 in savings.
Plus, we have free financing for 36 months and a 15-year parts and labor warranty available.
Text FURNACE to 41411 to set up your free estimate today. You can't beat getting a free furnace and much more with your new AC system from Peterman.
That's why we call this month February.
Don't delay and text FURNACE to 41411 to schedule your free estimate today.
Call 859-4270. Peterman's the way to go.
Andy Moore, Toyota, Avon, 5 miles west of 465 on US 36. The best selection you're going to find any place. And guys, ladies, folks that are ready to wheel and ready to deal to get you into that car, truck, or van of your choice. I'm looking at it right now, seriously. Andy Moore, Toyota.com. What do you guys got in mind here? What are you looking at? The Sienna minivan? You want to make sure you, the kids, your kids' friends, everybody gets up and around, is good to go. Something else here. Whatever. You can check it out. AndyMooreToyota.com. Then you go over and talk to Ben and the gang at Andy Moore Toyota about how you can get in that new vehicle. And again, they tell me all the time, and I believe them because they're really smart folks. They tell me all the time that the beginning of the year, first couple of months of the year, is a great time to get in a new ride. So let's take advantage of it, shall we? Indiana's best for a reason, because they put you first at Andy Moore Toyota in Avon. Tell Ben that I sent you. 5 miles west of 465 on US 36.
Firehouse Subs is introducing the new spicy Cajun chicken sub, Cajun seasoned grilled chicken breast, zesty cherry tomatoes, melted pepper jack cheese, and house-made Cajun mayo. Just $5.55 for a medium. Order at firehousesubs.com or on the Firehouse Subs app today. Portion of every sub you buy helps provide life-saving equipment for first responders. 0.11% of every purchase goes to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation. Firehouse Subs, enjoy more subs, save more lives.
The Indiana Pacers have gotten their second win.
Bogdanovich again, and he's got all.
The boys in blue have faced adversity and made the adjustments.
Took a pass from Thaddeus Young and slammed.
Now Indiana brings their brand of Hoosier hysteria to the rest of the league. Next up, the New Orleans Pelicans head north to take on the Pacers. Friday at 6:30. Hear every play of every game on your home for Pacers basketball. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Austin is the intern. Tony's over there. I'm John. I have Matthew's Band tickets to give away. Son of a gun, you know what? I'm not overreacting to anything here. I don't know how you thought I was overreacting. I mean, I'm not even overreacting to the IU thing. This is just the way that it is right now. That's what you're dealing with. That's reality. That is reality smack you in the face. A team, a program that people don't expect in year number 2 of Archie Miller or year number whatever of anybody to lose 10 of 11. And then if you get it wiped up tonight down in Bloomington, that's going to be a problem because you've got guys that have shown signs of not always giving it. And then you have a head coach that says, hey, finally, you know what? Deal breaker. We'll see what a deal breaker might mean later on tonight. Hey, cool. FaceTime from somebody. Why is that?
From who?
I have no idea.
Answer it.
No, I just hung up on it.
They FaceTimed you?
Yeah, somebody just FaceTimed me. Want to see this? You want me to go back and do it again? Literally, I just got FaceTimed. Hey, why are you FaceTiming me? Hey, look, I'm FaceTiming right here. You can see me on YouTube right here. Why are you FaceTiming me right now? And who is this? I don't even know who this is.
Well, because you don't save phone numbers in your contacts.
Well, here's the problem. The problem is every phone call I get in the afternoon now is some damn bot.
What's the last 4 digits?
I thought I signed back in the 90s. I thought I signed some document that says that they're not allowed to call me with all these calls.
What's the last 4 digits?
1944.
Nope, don't have it
No,
saved
I don't
here.
know who that is. FaceTime, is that somebody I know that butt dialed me there, maybe? Kyle Hensley says that I overreacted. He said, you're overreacting just like the rest of the media. Already forgot about the 6-game winning streak before the loss to Milwaukee. Hold the phone here. There's no overreacting with that at all. All that I was telling you is that this team is going to need everything. I'll put it in terms of Kingpin, right? All right, in terms of Kingpin, Ishmael would bowl 12 frames instead of 10. Because they always had to do, or he always felt that he had to do a little bit more. They have to do a little bit more. They don't have their guy. They don't have their closer. That's all I'm trying to say. There's no overreacting here. I was bummed out because I thought, honestly, the way that game changed in the fourth quarter, I thought it was more about the coach and the way the coach handled it than it was the players. And again, maybe the players would have failed down the stretch as, what they did anyway. I just thought he was a little bit slow on the trigger to get starters back in there when it was necessary. But that's a common criticism, right? No, there's no overreacting here. That's just the reality of it. The reality of it is these guys without Vic are going to have to do a hell of a lot more. And you're going to have a lot more games with teams at the level or just below the level of Milwaukee than you're not upcoming here. So I'm just searching for any piece of junk here to be inspired about, to find inspiration in. That's not overreacting. That's, again, just the reality of it. It's from Josh Riggin. Regarding your Antonio Brown question, I think he's just being sick of Big Ben throwing him under the bus. So you guys think that this is all play? Think this is all acting? Acting to get what you want, which ultimately I think is also incredibly petulant, but if my man is acting, he is going well overboard. There's some overacting going on here. It's from Robert. Being upset but largely quiet didn't work out well for Bell in getting his way. Maybe he thinks playing the crazy card will get Pittsburgh to cut him. Maybe even reduce their asking price in shipping him off, or, not necessarily trying to ship him off, Robert, to Siberia, i.e. somewhere in the NFC where it doesn't matter for them, but being a little bit more open to doing it someplace in the AFC. What do you think? Maybe? Just maybe. Oh, yeah, here's Jared Jeffries. Jared Jeffries going to call in? Yeah. I see that right. I just saw that tweet right there 30 minutes ago. Sorry about that. What time is he going to call in? 5:30?
Just waiting for confirmation, like I said.
Cool. Jared Jeffries is going to join us, hopefully coming up a little bit later on. We have not talked with him in a while. We'll see what he thinks about that. This game, this season so far, and more. Rakestraw, Carpick, and Rabjohn's otherwise, and Jimmy's at 239-1070. Hello, Jimmy. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
Great. What's up?
Hey, I think there's two more things on the line tonight. One is if Archie can handle the big stage. And, he's had his chances, but he hasn't proven it yet. Tonight's a big stage. It's with the rival. There's questions about him. So I think that's on the line. And also you were talking about divas earlier.
Yes.
Is Romeo a diva, or is he going to get shut down again? I think that's a big question again, too. He got absolutely hammered at Purdue.
Does a diva mean soft? Is a diva and soft the same thing? I don't think. I think he's a little soft. I don't know if I see him acting petulant a lot.
Well, you're right. Yeah, soft is a better word.
So, and that's not a better word for him. I'd rather be known as a diva than soft. But yeah, anyway, that's just kind of how you look at it. But I would agree with you. It's going to be interesting to see what team shows up, and then if that team doesn't show up, or if a team similar to Saturday shows up, what the head coach does about it.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Jimmy, thank you for the call. I appreciate it. Let me give a quick shout here. The butt dial on Facebook was my friend Kurt Casper. Kurt Casper down at Center Grove, who works for, let me see what he works for again, Tony. Is it GSK, I think? Yeah, GSK. You know what they make? No. GSK, they, I believe, manufacture and distribute Abreva, which is herpes cream.
Oh.
Which I'm all over.
Why would you be all over that?
One true thing in this world works. There's one thing that works. You know that, right? There's one thing in the world that works.
Herpes
Absolutely.
cream?
No, it's that Abreva. Because you buy other stuff, because here's the thing about Abreva. You pay $25 and they give you a little dab. So a little dab of it. And you get one little dab worth to put on your face. There's a reason why that is because it does work. It's like one thing that works. That's the only herpes cream that works. You try any other of these herpes creams out there, and you still got herpes, if not more.
Why? How do you know? What?
No, Abreva. It works. I mean, of all the things out there that, proclaim that they work, Abreva is at the top of the list that will work every single time.
Well, thankfully, I'm not there yet, so I don't have to worry about it.
You haven't had a cold sore ever?
I mean, I have, but...
That's a famous last word right there. Well, then you had to. You've not used... What do you do? Just run around with that big thing dripping off your chin or what?
That's what you do.
I do not. I cover it, but I use Abreva. I spend $25 for the Kurt Casper product right there. The little tube of Abreva.
Just put a little bourbon on it. You'll be fine.
Abreva should sponsor the show.
Yeah, sounds like it. I mean,
this show is brought to you by anti-herpes medication Abreva.
Just gave him a free billboard.
It works every time. It's from Skip. Who better than starting quarterback Big Ben to suddenly push out the franchise pain in the ass? Ben has given many divas the spotlight or chances, so maybe management doesn't mind. We'll have to go to the Connecticut Water question of the day here. My suggestion, well, actually my question is this all a big Antonio Brown act, or is this Antonio Brown being Antonio Brown? Given that, is it an act? Is it an act to get what he wants? No, I don't have herpes, but I do occasionally get a cold sore. I got my first cold sore October the 3rd, 1994, and it just comes back occasionally at that same spot.
You just can't make up dates. There's no
I'm
way
not
in
making
hell
up
you know
dates.
the first
October
time
the
you had
4th, 1994, I got my first cold sore on my lip.
How do you remember
Look it up.
Let me just Google
I'm pretty damn good with dates. I just can't remember what the hell happened earlier today.
You can't happen.
I told you my short term sucks. My long term is solid. Yeah. Come on. Be with me on that. October 4th, 1994. Hey, Garen, you got any good lines for the boy? You going down there? Yeah. This is the most intelligent, most knowledgeable Boilermaker fan in Boilermaker lands in studio right now. Think of something to say here, okay? All right, quick break, and we'll come back. JMV. You need to get Tony to find the audio of General Behringer of Ward Games telling him to take DEFCON 1. I've got that all over the place here, my brother Neil. DEFCON 1 in Bloomington later on tonight if this thing doesn't go the way that IU fans expect. And I'm going to tell you right now what they expect. They expect the effort that was not given on Saturday. And then if you don't get that and there's no response, as the coach talked about on Saturday, General Behringer's words will be heard. I mean, this is a push moment right here. Quick break, and we'll come back. Rakestraw top of the hour. Carpet, grab Johns. We'll track down Jared Jeffries, former IU standout, and more coming up.
Register for the Bracket Challenge presented by Connecticut Water Systems. You won't want to miss your shot at winning $2,000. Log on to 1070thefan.com.
Hey, Dan Dockett here with great news. We're super excited to have Window Nation as a new sponsor for our show, and they have allowed me to offer an exclusive deal for my listeners. Free windows. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. There is no limit. Buy 4, get 4 free, plus 0% financing for 5 full years. Plus, this week only, they will pay your heating bill until your new windows are installed. What a great way to kick off our new relationship. I've personally met the Window Nation team recently, and these guys are true window experts. They have installed over 500,000 windows and have been in more than 80,000 homes, and I can't wait to upgrade to new energy-efficient windows in my home. Window Nation is bringing their superior service and products to my listeners. So if you felt this recent cold blast coming through your windows and doors, you need to call today. 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90-NATION. Tell them Dan Dockett sent you.
2018 model year closeouts. Bill Estes Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has a limited supply of brand new, never driven 2018 vehicles that must be sold now. Get up to 35% off certain closeout models, aggressively priced to sell fast. Our excess inventory will be sold, but supplies are limited, so you can't wait. Up to 35% off new 2018 model year closeouts. If you have a trade, we'll take any trade in any condition. Just pull it, push it, or drag it in. And if it won't run, we'll even pick it up. You get up to $4,000 more for your trade at Bill Estes Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in beautiful Brownsburg. Our excess inventory will be sold up to 35% off closeout models. Plus, we have demos, repos, and early lease turn-ins. Always guaranteed approval, always better priced. Bill Estes Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, located in beautiful Brownsburg at the hottest corner in Hendricks County.
Chronic headaches, constant sinus infections, pain and pressure. The fatigue was overwhelming.
That's Karen. She suffered for years with chronic sinus infections. She'd go to urgent care, see her doctor.
And we would do the same thing. Steroids, antibiotics, nasal sprays.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty.
Now my sinus cavities are open. You can breathe on a constant basis and not get sinus infections. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't take naps anymore. I'm like, oh, this is miraculous.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure? Is it difficult to breathe through your nose? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with the Indianapolis Sinus Center. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
Hey, John, for 1 hour heating and air conditioning, that's 855-1-HOUR. How's your heating unit doing? It's seriously getting a workout. Part of the reason why is because we go up and down with the temperature. We went down to, -9, maybe even lower than that back in January, and we've been as high as, I think, the early 60s. We're going to go in the mid-50s coming up this weekend. Up and down puts a little wear and tear on it. So you got to make sure your system's running well, because if it's not, it's going to cost you money. You don't want to be cold in your home, but you also do not want to be inefficient to the tune of costing you cash. I'm here to tell you, 1 hour heating and air conditioning today. The experts come in, check everything out, make sure everything's okay. Now, if they need to repair something, they bring it on the truck so they can do it right there. And they'll slice $51 off of any repair right now. That's 1 hour heating and air conditioning. The experts at 1 hour, 855-1-HOUR today.
Hey there, it's Dan Dockage. I'm a diehard Pacer fan, and when it comes to choosing a bank, I chose Key Bank, the official banking home of the Indiana Pacers. They've always got their eye on the financial ball to make sure I'm making progress every play. Key Bank, use the red key. Key Bank is member FDIC.
Hey, it's JMV, and I'm here with my pal, Darren Andrews from PAI Medical Group. Darren, my results speak for themselves. I absolutely love it, and I know it's because of PAI's exclusive technology.
Thanks, JMV. PAI is now one of only 2 clinics in the entire US to offer the ARTIS robotic FUE and PAI's trademark multi-unit hair grafting, not to mention PRP, platelet-rich plasma.
Outstanding. I had multi-unit hair grafting, and I know that I would not have these kind of results had it not been for the technology. Go to my VIP page and check it out at WeGrowHairIndy.com.
We have the video of your procedure, the photos and videos of your progress. Most men can get more hair in one procedure with multi-unit hair grafting.
It is fantastic, and only a free evaluation can you tell which procedure is right for you. 888-724-5129. WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's 888-724-5129. Tell them JMV sent you. This year, you're going to grow your hair back. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com now.
The NBA returns from the All-Star break with a doubleheader. Thursday night at 7:30 on FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
We are at DEFCON 1.
FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Rakestraw's top of the hour with us here. I'm on YouTube. The sad JMV. Sad JMV talking about herpes. 1070 The Fan's channel. YouTube, if you want to go there, I'll give you the fanger too, Southern Indiana style, right there. Alan Karpick, Jeff Rabjohns. I think Jared Jeffrey is going to join us coming up a little bit later on in the show as well. JMV is from Jeffrey DeSmit. Good sign when you can't meet payroll after week 2. That was the AAF, already almost finished. But the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes decided to go ahead and buy him, and they got everybody paid after week number 1 here. That is a good thing. But yeah, they didn't meet payroll. They're like it already almost finished. JMV, we have all tried different stuff as far as herpes. Yeah, herpes, cold sores. Are they the same thing? Herpes and cold sores? JMV,
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
I thought you'd be the authority of that, but you're not.
Why? Why would you gotta be the authority of that, huh?
Just,
STD and herpes jokes. Let's just throw them on to Tony.
Get around a little bit.
Been around a little bit. You don't know
Whoopsie.
anything.
Yeah, I think I do have a pretty damn good idea.
Let's talk about you in 90.
I do. You want me to share some stories?
Yeah, go ahead. You want to watch me walk out?
Yeah. Let me share a quick story.
About what?
In the cold November rain at 3 in the morning. Oh, yeah. What's up? How you doing? Yeah.
Wasn't like that at all.
Hey, I was up anyway, honey. Yeah, just go ahead and call.
That had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, he did. I got to be careful because if somebody's listening right now, I'll probably catch even more crap than I did back in November for that. I didn't do it. I was in bed by 10:30 here. Anyway, that's always pretty good. It's from Mark. Without even a shred of uncertainty, an IU win would mean a lot only because it would be a serious blow to produce tourney seating. Don't you expect IU, I mean, even at home, even at Assembly Hall with a great crowd behind them, which is, I'm assuming, even though tickets are incredibly cheap on StubHub right now because my man Garen was looking it up here, but don't you really, like in the past, they're going to go out there and they're going to play hard, they're going to be tough, but I mean, there's not a lot of expectations out of it right now. I mean, more the expectation is they're going to come out and just, whatever. Just trying to get through. Hip Hugger says this, no fuzz on 67 to Bloomington. So keep that in mind, because I guarantee you on 37 there is plenty of fuzz. Because I'm driving the gauntlet on a daily basis. So there's plenty of fuzz on 37, zero fuzz, according to Hip Hugger, on 67. So take that for what it's worth. The most knowledgeable Boilermaker fan is in studio right now. He's our friend Garen. All right, hit his mic here. Garen, what's your expectation tonight, sir?
Last time I said 20-point Purdue win, I was 5 off. I'll go 15-point win tonight.
15-point win.
Yeah.
So you're suggesting that we're going to get kind of the same old last month and a half IU squad tonight then. That's what you're suggesting here.
They just can't shoot three from three. Other than the game at Michigan State, I don't know where that came from. It was I appreciate it. That's why we're tied for first right now. But just, I don't know. They just do not seem to have any good chemistry, or just that Minnesota game was just ugly. Just no effort in that game. And although Purdue has not looked good in the second half of Maryland, nor obviously the Penn State game when they turned it over 23 times, I think as long as Klein and Carson get 6 threes, I think it'll be a fairly comfortable Purdue win.
Just say, is Brick Shirthouse calling in here?
Brick Shirthouse texted me he was going to call. We'll see.
We haven't had JMV Suck shirts since the end of the Colt season. Now we got to fire some up.
He needs to make some IU Suck shirts to go with it.
And they're doing well though. Brick Shirthouse has got that thing working right now. Boilermaker's been dominant in this rivalry here. So for the what? How many years now?
I think this will be 9 of 10 if they win, but it always goes in cycles. That's what's amazing about it is, unlike you got to give Duke, North Carolina the top rivalry because I mean they're always top 5, and while the rivalry is terrific in state, I mean the last time they're both ranked, do you remember that? Last time both of them were ranked and they played each other.
When was it?
I believe it was the Kelvin Sanctions game.
Oh, was it? Sweet. That was the last time they were both ranked at the same time.
They might have been the last time they won when IU won the title. Green second last year. I can't remember.
I didn't think you had to go back that far. That's crazy.
If it wasn't in 16, then you got to go all the way back to 2007.
Well, that's incredible.
For both ranked.
Because you consider this, Kelvin Sampson's going to be coach of the year in college basketball. The denim shirt, pit stain denim shirt. Houston, Coach of the Year coming up. The world's most knowledgeable Boilermaker fan is Garen.
Make me blush, man.
Studio. No, seriously. I wouldn't say it if it's true. Every time you come up, people go, man, this guy knows a ton about Purdue. People say we need more of that. Normally what we get's the old woe was me Boilermaker folks out there, but not with you.
I do not understand that mentality. Enjoy the ride. Take it in. I mean, people last year were Purdue was 0-3 in football, and they're going nuts about it. And like, oh, it was a one-year flash in the pan. If you can't see what Brahm's doing and know something's good's going to happen.
Yeah, but I mean, Eastern Michigan, almost.
It's a bad loss.
Come on, Garrett. You got the people from Martinsville calling in pissed off about your IU shirt comment. Well, maybe that guy should make a shirt that says Purdue's never won anything.
Banners. Wear your banner. That's where we always get banners.
Where's your Meanwhile, on a hot tub at Purdue.
Mackey's so good just because there's no banners in the way to see. No, it's because the seats are actually good there.
Oh, gosh. We're going to end up getting IU fans fighting with the world's most knowledgeable Boilermaker fan in the studio.
I'm just having a little bit of fun. No, I'd like to see IU back, just so kind of where I was going with it. It'd be fun to be like back in the late 80s, early 90s when it was a top 10 matchup. It's been how long?
It'd be fun if IU didn't lose 10 of 11 stinking games and look like they never played basketball half the time before. That'd be good.
Bloomfield just called, wants to know the last time Purdue won a national championship.
When is the last time?
That'd be none.
Oh, man.
Where's the people from Bedford calling in?
Hey, I remember back in 1980.
The last Final Four was the year I was born in 80. So, yeah.
That was the Darrell Griffith Final Four right there. Who was that? Purdue, UCLA, Iowa, and Louisville who won it, right, in 1980?
Yep, nailed it. Yep.
Man. All right. Good to see you, my brother.
Yeah.
So the world's most knowledgeable Boilermaker fan is in studio with a little pushback from IU fans right now. My man Garen is in here. Top of the hour, Greg Straw, Alan Carping, Jeff Rabjohns, Jared Jeffries, all coming up today. Dave Matthews tickets also on the way. Let me hit a break. We'll come back, get you more knowledge. We'll get back to the Antonio Brown Connecticut water question of the day as well. Is he just playing? Is this an act, or is he legit with the craziness going on right now? We'll answer those questions next.
The Jeff and Big Joe Show.
Last night there was a shrimp eating contest at the Pacers game, and a guy got it done in a hurry. So we put video of Joe's performance next to the other one. You won. Our very own Caitlin, who used to be in charge of the website and then was stolen by the Pacers.
She goes, that dude was done chewing in Big Joe chews for a while.
Come on, Caitlin.
The Jeff and Big Joe Show. 10 till noon weekdays on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
A lot of men want to know what it's like after seeing the doctors at Indianapolis Men's Clinic. And a lot of women, because let's be honest, erectile dysfunction affects us too. Before the Indianapolis Men's Clinic, intimacy is like this. Womp womp. And after the Indianapolis Men's Clinic, intimacy is like this. Bow chicka bow wow. Before. After. Woohoo! Before. Dave! After. Dave. You get the idea. So what are you waiting for? The Indianapolis Men's Clinic knows that erectile dysfunction is a serious issue that affects 50% of men. That's why they offer a comprehensive approach to battling ED, low T, and even PE, plus a performance promise. If it doesn't work for you, you don't pay. Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic and book your $99 office visit today. 317-999-9000. 317-999-9000 or at indymensclinic.com.
Get up and go now so you can go tonight.
Kyle Knezovich here for Body Sculpt RX. Dan Dockich and I lost a combined 38 pounds, and now I'm doing Cool Sculpting. Cool Sculpting is the #1 non-invasive lipo procedure in the U.S. and can reduce fat from areas that working out and diet can't do. I worked out the same day as being Cool Sculpted. See the certified medical staff at Body Sculpt RX for your free consultation. The 45-day cleanse, shape reclaimed program. Cool Sculpting. Dan Dockich and producer Kyle approved.
Parents and grandparents, welcome back to Sophia's podcast. Before the break, we learned Kokomo spends $12,500 on education for each student every year. That's a lot. Next question for Kokomo, where does that money go? Susan from across the street, what do you think?
Good question. Where does it go?
Mr. Blaine, my crossing guard, where do you think it should go?
Well, the teachers, of course. Maybe technology, too.
Tell us what you think at wheredoesitgokokomo.com.
Hey, if you are nervous about going to the dentist or simply don't go to the dentist because you're afraid, you got to call my friends at Today's Dentistry and ask them about Sedation Dentistry. Sedation Dentistry allows you to get the dental treatment you need and want in the most relaxing, comfortable dental environment available. Don't let fear of the dentist or dental anxiety keep you from getting proper dental care. Dr. Michael Neal at Today's Dentistry is here for you. Call 317-849-2933 and schedule your sedation consultation. 849-2933, Today's Dentistry.
Chad and Tyler Peterman.
Hey Tyler, it's Freebuary. The month to get a new air conditioner plus a free furnace from Peterman.
Purchase a Bryant AC system and we'll include a free Bryant 80% furnace, air filter system, and a programmable thermostat.
That's over $1,500 in savings. Plus 36 months free financing is available.
Don't delay. Freebuary only lasts for 1 month.
Call 859-4270. Peterman's the way to go.
Hey, Dan Dockich here for my friends at Just Add Water Boats. There is absolutely nothing I love more than my Yamaha boat. Do not wait to buy that boat when it's hot out. Buy it now because Yamaha is enticing you with great deals now. And Just Add Water Boats is having their best of show sales event where you can grab as low as 0 down and 4.99 APR or as low as 3.99 for the first 60 months on Yamaha boats. Visit at 465 on the east side or check them out online at justaddwaterboats.com.
Hey, business owners, does your Wi-Fi ever slow down because of your customers? Do downloads lag when they stream videos? Ever tried to finish payroll while clients hog up your bandwidth? Then make the switch to Comcast Business. Our gig speed network is fast, and we go beyond fast when you add Wi-Fi Pro, which lets you allocate how much bandwidth you give to customers and your business. So while customers are busy streaming, emailing, and chatting, your employees can still be productive. Wi-Fi Pro on the nation's largest gig speed network. A great experience for your customers and your business. Switch to Comcast Business now for an amazing deal. Get 75 megabit internet for just $49.95 a month when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for EcoBill and automatic payment. Wi-Fi Pro available for an additional charge. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Offer ends 2/28/19. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra subject to change.
This is Indy Sports Center.
WFNI, WIBC, HD2,
W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis. The Pacers return from the break as they take on New Orleans. Friday evening at 6:30 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
I'm the bullish Prince.
FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Yeah, that guy's not going to need a bereavement at some point in his life. Sounding like that, of course. We're extra on a smidge. We go the Allen Carpet Project, bottom of the hour. He's got the eye in the sky. Headed to Bloomington. You're going 67 from Indy right now because the Popo, a no-no. From what the hip hugger says. The Popo, a no-no on 67. And because I run the gauntlet every day, I can tell you that that's not the case. At least they're nice to me, though. I like them. I love Johnson County guys. I love the Johnson County guys and the Bargersville guys. Thank you. And you know what? If you guys pull me over, it's justified. I can flat guarantee you that. But Hip Hugger says if you go into Bloomington from Indy, 67 is the path to take. Bart Digler writes this perfectly fits your IU fans getting after the world's smartest Boiler fan. I got my Purdue sweatshirt because I went to Purdue. You got your IU sweatshirt because you went to Walmart. I've seen that before. And I've also seen, I think it was David Bayer that sent me the picture of all the IU fans peeing on the Purdue Boilermakers bus. That's not a Banker's Life. Where was this? It looks like is that at the United, somewhere downtown. Is that in Washington? Was that during the Big Ten tournament in D.C. whenever that happened? Look at them. They're not really peeing. They're fake peeing right there, right? Do you think they're not really peeing? See, if they were peeing, they'd be.
Well, this guy's looking, so that's weird.
That guy is looking, isn't he? He's like playing. He's acting, playing the role right there. All right. Anyway, world's most knowledgeable Boilermaker fan, Garen's in studio with us right now, too. At the Alan Karpick Project, bottom of the hour from Golden Black. Jeff Rabjohns, Peaks.com at 5. Jared Jeffries, I think, is going to drop in, the former Hoosier, before the end of the show. Your calls, Dave Matthews Band tickets, and a lot more for you. On the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, I have put this out here, the Connecticut Water question of the day, and I will hand this off to Greg Rakestraw right now. Is Antonio Brown legitimately petulant, kind of crazy, and in need of intervention right now? Or is this all an act so he can ultimately get what he wants? And that's out of Pittsburgh.
I think it certainly sounds like it's been successful. I mean, I think he's crazy. I'm not sure to what degree he is crazy. But if you believe the Twitter picture that he posted today, and I have no reason not to believe it, he talks to Mr. Rooney and basically says, hey, it's time for me to move on and go about my business. So you could say he has a successful means to an end, but I think it's going to cost him maybe in what he can get for another contract, given the way he's acted, not just at the end of the season, but I think it's been made even worse over the last 5 or 6 weeks. So I really don't see him ending up here, and I'm not sure I want him here given the behavior of the last few weeks. But if you simply ask, is he successful at getting himself out of Pittsburgh, I think it's mission accomplished.
All right. Is he also being successful in not being shipped off to Siberia, i.e. somewhere in the NFC? I mean, now because of this act and because clearly both sides, both Pittsburgh and he and Drew Rosenhaus, they're cool with trying to find a new home for him, does that open up the doors to the AFC where maybe prior to that those doors were closed?
No, I don't think it changes. I think they would still prefer to send him someplace to the NFC. And seemingly Antonio has been fixated on San Francisco for some reason by those that are closer to the situation than I. I think Pittsburgh at the end of the day would trade him to someplace in the AFC rather than bring him back to Pittsburgh. But I guarantee you their first 16 options will be all teams that play in the National Football Conference.
Greg Rakestraw's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Let's switch gears. College hoopage later on tonight. You've got IU at home at Assembly Hall versus Purdue. It's kind of interesting when you have an IU season where you've lost 10 of 11, and really the biggest hope going in for IU fans in Bloomington tonight is, wow, you think these guys can play hard for a little bit. I mean, that's crazy to think about right there.
Absolutely. And it's been a while, and maybe not that long ago. I guess go back to like the 2012-2013 season where Purdue was not good and IU was ranked number one in the country for large chunks of the season, where you almost had the feeling the game was going to be as lopsided as maybe it will be tonight. But this Indiana team is so Jekyll and Hyde, is so all over the map. I mean, my goodness, their only win in the last 11 is to a team that's ranked higher than Purdue and Michigan State. So just thinking how mostly IU has played as of late, you think Purdue's going to come in and stomp them. But would you be overly stunned if Indiana won that game tonight? No, you couldn't, because you know the talent's actually there. They're just not getting anything out of it.
I'll tell you what, Greg, had I decided to take a nap in mid-December and just now woke up, you talk about being unrecognizable when it comes to where IU was and where Purdue was and this whole bizarro world of a flip in the past 2.5 months.
I remember specifically having a conversation with you. I think it wouldn't have been the Tuesday. I guess it was the Tuesday after the Crossroads Classic, because that was Christmas. No, that was the week before. And we were all but writing the obituary for Purdue for the year. Now, I believe someone at about this same time kind of said, hey, listen, not that I had great confidence in Purdue was going to get it turned around. I think I took more of the mathematical approach and said, hey, listen, there are so many good teams in the Big Ten this year. As long as you win enough Big Ten games, hey, you're going to be fine as far as your NCAA tournament hopes are concerned. But I do not think that Purdue would be competing for, say, a Big Ten regular season championship again, nor did I think Purdue would be competing for preferred seeding in the NCAA tournament, which they are doing exactly both of those things. So you're right. It is a remarkable turn of events. And let's see, today is, February the 19th? I guess we're just more than 2 months past the Crossroads Classic. And the way that these two programs have changed direction since that time is rather remarkable.
Here's the other thing about tonight, and Greg Rakestraw joins us. Are you going to get a max effort from a group of guys with IU that has really not been known to put that together that often this season? Certainly that has been questioned. And then if you don't, what type of response are you going to get from a coach that finally stood up and said, hey, deal breaker was that Minnesota game this past Saturday. And if you don't see that, I mean, are we going to go deep into the bench later on tonight if these guys don't bring it as anticipated?
The question is, do they go deep into the bench to start the game? I guess the specific game I think back to is Bob Knight, Indiana at Illinois, 1984. That kind of comes to mind as far as just parking your normal starters because you're not happy with the way those guys have been playing or practicing or anything like that. I don't think Archie will go to that level of extreme. But if you're going to do something, now's the time. Don't base it off of tonight's game. To the earlier part of your question, you would hope for the guys like Romeo Langford, for Robert Finnessy, for the other guys that are from the state of Indiana, knowing how many familiar names and faces are on the other side of the equation, guys they competed with and against in high school, you would think that if there is in any way, shape, form, or fashion an effort problem tonight, then there really is no hope for this group as they're currently constituted.
Greg Rakestraw is on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, just because I like to reference it all the time. If you get a similar effort as what we saw on Saturday, is this DEFCON 1 for everybody in that basketball program?
No, just because I don't think there's any way that Archie Miller is going anywhere at the end of this year.
And and I'm not necessarily suggesting that. I just mean that is the absolute positive bottom of the barrel right there, though. And I think the fans are going to be even more outspoken than what they have been the past couple of days around here.
I guess when you say program, I take that to mean everybody.
Yeah.
If you would say roster, I would go, yep. And I would just go, hey. And I think that, frankly, I thought Archie tried to do the right thing when he came in 2 years ago and honored the recruiting class and kept, most, not all, but most of the guys that had eligibility set to return, that they all, by large part, came back. And I thought that was the right thing to do, and it may end up ended up biting them in the backside for that. And maybe now people kind of see why when a new coach arrives, sometimes they tend to clear the deck. Now you kind of see the reason why, because it's clear there are some guys that don't fit with what Archie is doing. But again, I also don't want to free up Archie from culpability. I don't think he's done a good job coaching this team either, or coaching to their skill strengths, or coaching around their lack of certain skills, like, I don't know, knocking down three-point shots. So but at the same time, again, I don't think Archie's going anywhere, which means if something's going to change, it's likely going to be the Jimmies and the Joes, not the guy in charge of the X's and the O's.
Give me a redeeming quality. Give me a positive, if you will. I mean, just a little tiny ray of sunshine, if you can find it anywhere within this IU basketball roster right now. Where are we pointing the finger?
As far as something positive?
Player, I mean, anything. Just any ray of hope, any glimmer.
I don't know if I call it hope, but I still believe in the future of Robert Finnessy. There are two levels of freshmen. There is the NBA-bound freshman, as Romeo Langford still is, even with the issues that he has had, some of his own doing, some not this season. And then there's the more standard or old-school freshman, a guy like Finnessy that I think, yes, can help this team, is helping this team right now. Could he be shooting the ball a bit better? Of course. But I still think he is a guy that is going to be a 4-year guy in Bloomington and a guy that is going to be a key cog of turning the program around, even though I didn't think the program needed to be completely turned around from where it was 2 years ago. It needed to be improved, but not rebuilt. That's kind of where you are right now. So I still believe rightly in his future, but that might be about it.
Greg Rakestraw is with us. I want to get you a little Butler Marquette action. That's coming up tomorrow night from Milwaukee. Anything to lean on as far as the Bulldogs? I mean, the positivity is take care of business against DePaul Saturday and then work from there.
Right. I mean, this is your shot. Here in Villanova, this is your chance to get an impressive win. And because the bubble is so bad, I think Butler will end up with the requisite number of wins that gives you an opportunity in the NCAA tournament. The question is, do you have that marquee win that gets you in the NCAA tournament? Obviously, again, what looked good with Florida, they haven't been great, and then they embarrassed you at their place at the end of the season. You've got Ole Miss, dating back to November, and you're going to get a couple of tournament wins just because I think the Big East is going to get more than Marquette and Villanova in. So you'll end up having wins against other NCAA tournament teams. St. John's having a win against them here and losing them in overtime at their place looks better given what St. John's did this weekend. So this is all about I think it just takes one win at Marquette or at Villanova to say, hey, now we're talking about Butler as far as being, inside of the NCAA tournament bubble or legitimately going to the Big East tournament with a chance to play themselves into the NCAA tournament.
All right. Coach of the year in college basketball right now is?
Wow. I mean, you would say Barnes of Tennessee, right?
No, I'm laughing as I say it. I say Kelvin Sampson of Houston, and I'm laughing.
No. I think he's done a great job. Yes.
And he still rocks the denim blue shirt there, which is just awesome.
There's enough people that remember how things ended up at IU that I think would keep him from winning that award, to be honest with you.
They're a one-loss team, though, and they barely lost at that.
They're fantastic, but I also think you've got a better story in Tennessee that's more of a major conference than Houston. It is easier to be a one-loss team playing in the American than it is to be where Tennessee is playing in the SEC.
I don't trust Tennessee, Greg Rakestraw. I don't. I should.
I'm not sure I trust them either, but in terms of the debate as far as Coach of the Year, I think that's the one kind of – because obviously Coach of the Year is kind of like most improved. It's the coach that we didn't think that much of their team or wasn't thinking about their team coming into the year. We go, oh, man, they surprised me. Well, that guy ends up being the Coach of the Year. So nobody was talking about Tennessee being a top-ranked team at some point in time during the course of this year, and boom, there they were. And even after a loss to Kentucky, they're still going to be a 1 seed or a 2 seed, you would think, in the NCAA tournament. While Houston is ranked in the top 10, they won't be seeded like that because, again, they're not playing in a power conference.
Greg Rakestraw is with us. Is this feather-soft bubble, if you will, does that give you an indicator that maybe some of these mid-majors might get more of a shot, or will we just see a lot of crapwater teams middling right now for major conferences be selected?
I think it's the latter, and I think it's why the Big Ten went to 20 games. It's why other leagues like that are thinking about doing something similar. It's what happens when you have the power leagues that over the last couple of decades have gone from 8 to 10 to 12 to 14 to 15 teams. And that is that you could almost schedule around, not almost, you largely schedule around the really good teams from outside of major conferences. And so, if you just do it by numbers, you're not going to have many, multiple bid leagues outside of the top, say, 7 or 8 in the country. It has to be much more of a human element. I'm going to use a phrase you really like, the eyeball test, to say, you know what, instead of giving the 9th or 10th place team from a power conference who's barely above 500, instead of giving them the 11th or 12th seed, let's give somebody who's really good, that was really good in their league and did a great job of beating the competition they could find to play, but maybe didn't win their league tournament, we're going to give them a shot instead. you almost have to override the numbers because of the way the game is set up these days.
Yeah, that kind of bums me out a little bit for a Belmont squad that, again, had they did not show up, and it was a rough game for Dylan against Purdue back in late December. There's no doubt, and it's tough because they already knocked off Murray State, but then when it really counts, are you going to be able to do it when Ja Morant is at full strength? And then you got to make sure you stay out of the opportunity where you're going to have to play, here, hypothetically, Jacksonville State and then Murray State semifinal and final in the OVC. That's going to be tough for a kid I really want to see hit the NCAA tournament because he's having an outstanding senior season and capping off what has been a great career down at Belmont.
By the way, that was some quality OVC breakdown by you. It doesn't happen very often in the city of Indianapolis. And secondly, are we going to Evansville in a couple of weeks or not?
I think, you know what? I think that's a good call right there. It is. I think that's a really good call.
I'm going to use this as an excuse to go to Tironi's as well as just check out the Ford Center because I hate to admit this. I still have never seen a game in the Ford Center. So I'm like, all right, this is a good chance for me to do a little road trip. So, talk to the powers that be and see if you and I are heading to southwestern Indiana.
I haven't been to Evansville. Last time I was Evansville, I think Mattingly's was still open. This is serious here.
Yes, that's been a while. I mean, you're talking about like 2 decades. This is like you going to a movie theater level. We're talking about
Mattingly's was open. Harpole's was still the place to be. Breakers was also a place. Harpole's was the place back then. I think it's burned down since then, though. It was right off the Lloyd Expressway. It was like 3 stories of dance club back in the day. Harpole. It's been a long time since I've been down there and hung out a little bit, but I do. I think that's an absolute must. I asked this yesterday. If would you take Duke or the field going into the NCAA tournament?
I would still take the field, but your point is well made because that's how good Duke is. But you never know. One off night, one crazy night, one injury. I would still take the field, but I get what you're saying. Let's put it that way.
All right. Hey, the draw, you guys did a great job on Sunday.
Thank you.
I always love it because it always brings back the memories for me of always feeling like somebody is screwing you over because Bloomfield back in the day always got the bye. There are always those teams that seemingly always get the bye that we have those arguments about. Hey, you know what? Somebody's really screwing with the system here because this Bloomfield, for example, always gets the bye. And that's one of the reasons. And it's always cool to see in social media. You see players and teams and coaches get together on a Sunday to watch you guys do that. That's still pretty awesome.
We had, I believe, 125 tweets from teams getting together to watch the show out of 405, I believe, that are playing in the tournament this year, which is awesome. Secondly, I got a tweet from one fan that said their team got a bye for the first time since 1996. So clearly people are keeping track of these things, much as you are from back in the day. And the best tweet from a team that didn't make the show, now I'm not on the football pairing show, but during the football pairing show, there was one of the teams in 1A, and I forget which one it was. I think it was West Washington, but I'm not sure. Basically had a team picture from somebody's swimming pool. But, it was the first Sunday in October, and it was probably in the 80s that day. So we had a picture from a team that took a team picture watching the pairing show while in somebody's hot tub. That happened on Sunday.
That's great. Hey, by the way, Tony just sent me this. Butler, as far as Lenardi is concerned, Purdue is a 3 seed with Lenardi in mind. Butler is the 2nd team out. IU's the 3rd team out, and Belmont is the 5th team out. So do you still – they've lost 10 of 11. Would you still give IU – and listen, I'm sounding like, and I am huffing on a bowl, tailpipe, getting drunk, whatever right now. But would you still consider there being an opportunity for this team?
Yes, and here's the reason why.
Good Lord,
they have to be above 500, which I don't think they're going to be. But look at who they got coming up. They've already got 3 wins in the top 15. Let's say they win tonight. That's 4. They have a chance for another couple. Again, the Big Ten. Because of how good the league is and because nobody's outside of the top 100 in the league, you really can't take any bad losses other than just the total number of losses that IU has. So literally, if they can stay above 500, which means they get a couple, 3 more wins in Big Ten play. Those will probably be some quality wins mixed up in there. They are going to be, if they can find a way to win 3 more games, they are going to be one of the most interesting studies we've ever had in the bubble, because their overall record is not going to be great, but as long as it's above 500, and the amount of quality wins they can have, and how bad the bubble is this year, it makes for an interesting discussion for a team that, frankly, most of us are ready to give up on.
Would you agree, though, in no way, shape, or form, should a team that loses 10 of 11 games over the course of the season be allowed to play in the tournament?
No, but that's kind of where we are right now. It's kind of where the tournament is right now. And the argument we don't seem to make anymore is, should the tournament expand or should the tournament contract? But over the last decade, we seem to talk about how bad the bubble is every year. And this being the worst that it's been, but rarely, if ever anymore, do we go, man, a team got screwed because they didn't get in the tournament. We say that about smaller school conferences. We never say that about the major conferences anymore. We just don't.
Yeah, again, Belmont, Wofford, Furman, Hofstra, were that not better than a team, out of a power conference that lost over the course of a year 10 of 11?
It all will come down to just how much of it is about math and how much is it about what those in the committee see.
God, I knew I hated math.
No way to separate
Seriously, that's just another reason to hate math right there. I knew there was a reason why I didn't give a crap about it. There it is. Right there.
Start up the Cool Academy and work on a bracketology project. They have a graduate program. There you go.
Yeah, EU Evansville, maybe getting that done. That sounds like a good time right there.
Sure.
So, all right. Let me know. I'll see you, I'm sure, in studio coming up later on this week, Greg. Thanks, buddy.
See you, bud.
Greg Rakestraw. Andy Moore, Automotive Group Hotline. See, I know I'm going to ask this question, and everybody's going to go with the IU route. But if you lose 10 of 11, come on. I mean, this is an outside shot hypothetical, but, third team out, that's life right there, according to the lead geek here, Joe Lenardi. That's life. Would you rather have, why did I even put this out there? I know what's going to happen. Would you rather have that? Or what's Wofford and Furman? Is that Big South right there?
Yeah,
what's that?
This.
What is it? Southern Conference? All right. 2 teams from there, 2 teams from the OVC.
Yeah, Southern Conference.
Hell, 2 teams from anywhere. Seriously. 10 of 11. 10 of, and knowing what you know, IU fans. 10 of 11. Quick break and we'll come back. Andrew can lead this coming up on the other side. The Alan Karpic Project. Give us a little break on the Boilermakers. Rab Johns at 5 from Pigs. Jed Jeffries, I believe, is going to call in. At least we hope he's going to call in a little bit later on as well. Quick break. Back with you next.
Guys, erectile dysfunction got you down? The Indianapolis Men's Clinic's all-male staff specializes in treating ED and other sexual health-related issues. Call today for a consultation. 999-9000.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with Hero.Loan. Did you know that service members are 23% more likely to carry credit card debt? Serving in the military is one of the most courageous things you can do. There is no reason for any of our military, active or retired, to be living paycheck to paycheck. At Hero.Loan, you can cash out 100% of your home's appraised value, and we close VA loans in 14 days. Hero.Loan, the only way to VA. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Islanders in the Caribbean like to say that if you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes. Hi, I'm Rick Edelman, and that's great advice for the stock market, too. It's easy to get upset when the market falls, but what we have to remember is that this too shall pass. Now, that's easy to say, but sometimes it can feel hard to do. So in times like these, when stock prices are swinging wildly one day to the next, making you worry that your financial future might be at risk, here's the advice you need. Don't feel that you have to go it alone. I invite you to talk with one of my experienced financial planners at Edelman Financial Engines. Let's take a look at your investments and see if they're doing what you need and expect. We'll either reassure you that you're doing what you should be doing, or we'll give you recommendations to help you get the peace of mind you need so you can, well, wait for the sun to shine once again. Call us at 888-PLAN-RIC. That's 888-PLAN-RICK. Or visit us at rickedelman.com. That's ricedelman.com.
Are you going to wait another year to do something about your thinning hair? Hey, it's JMV. Trust me, it's only going to get worse. Call PAI right now, 888-724-5129. Talk to my friend Darren Andrews, the clinic director from PAI Medical Group. He's got a unique perspective. He's actually gone through the procedure.
Thanks, JMV. Like all of us, I wanted the best solution for my hair loss, and that's what motivates us at PAI. We want what you want, the best technology and great results.
Here's the thing I like, too. Guys like you, Darren, you've been through the procedure, so you know what happens. You've seen it before.
That's right. Come in and see the results of our Artis Robotic FUE, our multi-unit hair grafting, and our PRP, platelet-rich plasma.
And the evaluation is absolutely free. This year, you have nothing to lose but more hair. Again, the number, 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com. Go to my VIP page and see my results. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com right now.
Hey, Dan Dockich here. When it comes to managing money for retirement, I need someone I can trust. That's why I'm here with Casey Marks of Crown Haven Wealth Advisors.
Dan, I know you appreciate a game plan that you can stick to.
Absolutely true. I want a safe plan.
Dan, we look at all sources of income to create a custom-tailored income floor. That's an income that you'll never outlive. Along with minimizing your taxes, we're going to look at long-term care concerns and insure our clients so that a healthcare scenario never affects your standard of living or family's inheritance. We're going to protect you against creditors by using specific accounts that are creditor protected. Finally, we're going to ensure that your legacy is left intact for your spouse and family.
Get a customized smart money plan handcrafted for your specific goals and needs. Call Casey at 844-896-SAFE. That's 844-896-7233 or go online at crownhaven.com.
Hey, let's make sure that heating unit's working well. JMV here for 1 hour heating and air conditioning. The experts ready to roll on whatever you need. And here's the best part about it. The experts come out, right? And let's say they're there to check something up and they find out that there's an issue. They don't have to go back to the warehouse or to their place to get stuff and then come back out again. Nah, they bring everything with them. Everything with them that they need to fix up your heating unit right here and right now. They're not wasting your time, and they're the experts because they're going to find out what exactly might be going wrong, where the issues are in your system, and then they fix it. And if they have to do a repair, they'll cut $51 off right now from 1 hour heating and air conditioning. The experts at 1 hour. That's 855-1 hour today.
Here's what's happening with the Fan.
March is almost here. Make sure to stay tuned to our station and check the events tab to see where our shows will be during the madness in March. Grab your tickets to Museum by Moonlight taking place this Saturday at the Children's Museum. The Fan will be there with great prizes. And follow the Fan on social media. The Fan is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Like and follow the Fan for updates on all things Indy Sports Center.
For more info, click on IndySportsCenter.com.
2019 is off to a great start. How would you like to get into a new car, truck, or van at Indiana's best? It's Andy Moore Toyota in Avon. Hey, eyeball what they have selection-wise online at AndyMooreToyota.com and then go on out to Avon. Talk to my friends Ben Mendoza, Robert, and the gang about how they can help you get into that new ride of your choice. It is that easy, and you'll love the way that they deal with you at Indiana's best. Andy Moore Toyota in Avon, 5 miles west of 465 on US 36.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Get a $70 reward card on the purchase of 4 Michelin tires, plus up to $120 in additional rebates. See store for details.
The Indiana Pacers have gotten their second win.
Bogdanovich again, and he's got all.
The boys in blue have faced adversity and made the adjustments.
Took a pass from Thaddeus Young and slammed.
Now Indiana brings their brand of Hoosier hysteria to the rest of the league. Next up, the New Orleans Pelicans head north to take on the Pacers. Friday at 6:30. Hear every play of every game on your home for Pacers basketball. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
The Ride with JMV. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
The Alan Karpik Project. Gold and Black Illustrated. Just a second. Hey, Garen, you all over Knucklehead Central there? Andrew and John, you guys hang in there for me. I'm going to leave this up. think this is the best Alan Parsons Project song right here, I think. You guys like anything better than this? Time? Wouldn't Want to Be Like You is my favorite. Oh, see, I started all over again like a jackass right there. Sometimes what happens, I guess, huh? Oh, that's so, yeah. Trying to get my search on, though. It's not doing anything for me right here. Is he ready? All right, cool. Rab John's top of the hour. I think Jed Jeffrey's going to join us a little bit later on, but as I mentioned, the Alan Karpik Project from Gold and Black Illustrated comes in with some Alan Parsons Project right now.
I mean, I have self-actualized with that bumper music. I mean, I love that stuff back in the 70s. So, you know, I'm ready to go. I wouldn't want to be like you. Actually, I would want to be like you.
Have you ever had to suspend the account of Garen on Knucklehead Central before?
Never.
Never.
Ever, never. Now, we've had to suspend some, but not Garen, not as far as I know it.
Do you have more jackasses than Peegs.com, you think?
No. No, I don't know. You're going to have to Rabby that when.
I will. See, that's something else we need to know. We got the rivalry game tonight. We didn't know if Knucklehead Central has more jackasses than what Peegs has jackasses.
Well, that's a subjective question, but I think we have our. Let's just say we have our fair share. Okay, but we have great fans too, so we're dang happy to have all of them.
When was the last time somebody at Purdue connected to athletics? The university, what have you, came to you and said, hey, yeah, can we dial down a little bit of this knuckleheadery here? When's the last time that happened?
That's happened. There's not a whole lot we can do about it, but
exactly.
That happens from time to time. I mean, we always, I think it's Cousin Eddie in Christmas Vacation when he says, let them finish. You kind of have to let them do it. When they get upset, it's better to let them ride it out and come back another day, and that's kind of how we've treated the Gold and Black over the years. We've actually had a good relationship with athletics over the years, but sure, we've had some rankled feathers from time to time.
Well, let's face it. I was telling Garen this, who was in studio a little bit earlier, that really the last time, I mean, you don't have to go back very far. I mean, it's almost like the Bizarro world here, because if you go back, if I would have fallen asleep, you know, after the Crossroads Classic, I wouldn't recognize the landscape between these two rivals right now if I just woke up today.
Absolutely crazy. I mean, I walked out of Bankers Life Fieldhouse about 10 seconds after Robert Finney hit the game winner against Butler and said, you know, I don't know that Purdue's going to beat Indiana once and certainly not twice. And of course, the Boilermakers haven't done that yet, and I'm not sure they will. But, yeah, it's been a crazy ride since the 15th of December. Though I will say that the Boilermakers right now have not been great the last two games, and we'll see if they can get it back a little bit tonight in Bloomington.
Well, IU fans are just kind of hoping their team plays hard, which is ridiculous considering that should just be a given once you get out there and start playing. That said, what do the Boilermakers have to do tonight, you think, to get that road win? Because it's still the environment. It's Assembly Hall, Bloomington, rivalry game. What has to happen 1A in a line of things for the Boilers to sweep this regular season series tonight?
I think the first and foremost is you better not turn the ball over like Purdue did on Saturday afternoon against Penn State. You know, 23 turnovers for Purdue should almost be 3 games worth of turnovers. And I think you just have to be efficient in your possessions. And if you can do that, get Ryan Klein a little bit back into the mode. But it starts with turnovers. You know, Purdue has never won 3 consecutive games in Assembly Hall since that building came to be in 71-72. So it's never easy for Purdue down there. I don't care if Purdue's a favorite. I know they're a favorite for the 4th time in 5 games down there or whatever that's been. That doesn't matter. Purdue. If you're a Purdue fan, you're nervous about this game because it's in Bloomington and Indiana. You have to think is going to wake up. They woke up enough to win at Michigan State. They're good enough to beat Marquette and Louisville early in the season. That's enough for Purdue fans to hear that this will be a 40-minute game tonight and a wild one in Assembly Hall, I expect.
He is the Alan Karpik Project, Gold and Black Illustrated. He's on the Eddie Moore Automotive Group hotline. What was the sentiment like going back to mid-December regarding Matt Painter after the Crossroads Classic?
Well, I think he did a good job there of basically calling his team out, and he's not a guy that's overly negative or gets after his guys publicly all that much. He does privately, but I think that the fact that he's calling out effort, calling out judgment in times, and then the other thing that's really happened to this team is that Travion Williams has emerged now. He's been ill, has not played as well the last couple of weeks, really. That will be an interesting storyline today of how much he plays and how much Purdue can use that. But I think the big change for Purdue is they figured some things out. They got some wins against got some momentum early on in Big Ten play. Got a couple big road wins at Wisconsin and Ohio State early on. Got confidence. And now here they are with a great chance to win a Big Ten championship if they can keep it going.
Carson Edwards has had the type of season you thought he was going to have. What did you think going in compared to what you have seen from him to this point?
That is a fantastic question. I mean, he shot 38% from the floor, I think, since the Big Ten play has resumed. So he hasn't shot the ball maybe as well as you would hope. But he's had those monster games. I thought he would have times he would struggle because there's a lot on his shoulders this year. What I didn't expect, especially after the way that the season started, that there would be as many guys filling in at opportune times. So I think he's lived up to expectations. I don't know that he's exceeded them. I don't know that he's going to be a first-team All-American, but this is also the time of year where he really jumped forward last year and made his run to making some All-American teams. So if you're a Purdue fan, you have to hope that happens. But there's always conversation on Knucklehead Central and in other places about what Carson Edwards means to this team. Does he shoot it too much? Does he make too many turnovers? All those kinds of things. But the guy has produced pretty sufficiently in his nearly 3 years there, and he gives you that no-fear factor. He won't be afraid playing in Assembly Hall. But what will be an interesting storyline to watch is how at Maryland, I thought that some of the Maryland student body got to him a little bit, maybe ruffled him up a little. It'll be interesting to see because I don't think they'll be quiet in Assembly Hall towards Carson Edwards or Purdue tonight, and that may be a factor that he doesn't seem to be a guy that usually gets rattled. That was one of the few times I'd seen that happen against Maryland, and we'll see how that plays out tonight. It'll be a storyline worth watching.
Man, that whole team got rattled too. They were up 8 at the half and then couldn't do anything. And Bruno Fernando, he looked like he was an NBA guy playing against college guys, at least in that second half in Maryland.
Yeah, he's still flexing, I think. I don't know how many times he had to make the pose. You can't shoot 16.7% in the second half and beat anybody. But that was disappointing because you had an 8-point lead at the half, and you were careless in shot selection. Carson Edwards falls down a couple times, and then they have a give and go where the ball falls off. It's like that wasn't necessarily all his fault. But my point is, it kind of just disintegrated, and that had been out of character. Of course, Purdue had been on a long winning streak prior to that, so. That's that. I guess in some ways you can chalk it up, JMV, as Big Ten basketball. You're going to lose games now and then, but that 17% shooting percentage in the second half is never a good look, and something Purdue has to be careful of because they've got to stay efficient offensively, and that's been a little bit of a challenge here the last couple games.
Jump on Knucklehead Central, Gold and Black Illustrated, and call him the Alan Karpic Project because everybody loves it. And then say hello to my man Garen, who's in studio. The most knowledgeable Purdue Boilermaker fan in Boilermaker Nation is my man Garen right here.
We love Garen, and we love our fans. And you got to ask Rabbi now who has the most knuckleheads. They don't have any knuckleheads down at Peegs, but they are just what they are is they're excitable fans on both ends.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to. I think they're probably going to have to come up with a board at Peegs that just like the title is buttholes, and that's where they go.
There you go. All right.
Thank you, Alan.
All right, thanks. I appreciate you having me on.
You got it, my brother. Thank you. Alan Karpic, the Alan Karpic Project. He's on the Eddie Moore Automotive Group hotline. This is where you guys go. Right here. Sometimes in the overnight, that's what I get that. It's just like my Twitter account. Quick break. We'll come back. Hey, Andrew, I'm going to get at you next. More phone calls next. Jeff Rabjohn's top of the hour, Peegs.com. Hopefully, Jared Jeffries before we end. Instant replay, then trackside Kevin and Kevin coming up at 7 o'clock. My man Garen's here. Austin's here. Tony's here. Dave Matthews Band tickets are here. 28th and 29th of June at the Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center. Thank you very much, Live Nation. My friends Kyle and Kimmy and Jimmy and Christian and the gang out there. Got a pair for you coming up a little bit later on, but we're going to concentrate on your calls. Connecticut Water question of the day regarding Antonio Brown, Pacers game, move from national TV, and more with you. Other side next.
Kevin's Corner has coverage of all things Colts and Pacers. Articles, podcasts, quick hits from Twitter. It's all online now, 1070thefan.com.
Dan Dockich here. It's Family Leisure's Factory Direct Pool and Spa Sale. Buy now and save big on swimming pools. Round pools, several heights and sizes, starting at $7.99. Oval pools in several heights and sizes, starting at $17.99. Now is the time to get a spa. I have both a spa and a pool, and I love it. 5-person spas, under $3,000. Swim spas, under $12,000. Special financing available. Become the family hero like I did when I got a spa and a pool and save money. Oakland and Road and Penland Pike or FamilyLeisure.com.
Hey, business owners, does your Wi-Fi ever slow down because of your customers? Do downloads lag when they stream videos? Ever tried to finish payroll while clients hog up your bandwidth? Then make the switch to Comcast Business. Our gig speed network is fast, and we go beyond fast when you add Wi-Fi Pro, which lets you allocate how much bandwidth you give to customers and your business. So while customers are busy streaming, emailing, and chatting, your employees can still be productive. Wi-Fi Pro on the nation's largest gig speed network. A great experience for your customers and your business. Switch to Comcast Business now for an amazing deal. Get 75 megabit internet for just $49.95 a month when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for EcoBill and automatic payment. Wi-Fi Pro available for an additional charge. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Offer ends 2/28/19. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra subject to change.
So, you're a small business owner, but from where you sit, there's nothing small about it. What you provide could be provided by others, and if they're bigger, they have more capital and more employees. But what you have is the ability to adapt even at a moment's notice. Teltec, Indy's local phone service provider, has that same ability. You see, they can give you the service you need as you need it, whether you're a business of 100 or just one.
This is Teltec owner Troy Brasso. Voice over IP, VoIP, can be a solution for small businesses without giving up a feature-rich phone system. Let us at Teltec help you simplify and save with VoIP.
And unlike large impersonal phone service providers who can only provide their product, Teltec has the ability to choose from all carriers. Teltec can give you the ability to flip on service from another provider. And the business of you doing business keeps going. Teltec, matching local business with the service they need to compete with the larger companies at a smaller price.
Hey, John for Connecticut Water. I am all about your water. Indeed. How good is it? Do you have hard water? If you do have hard water, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, the taste is not there. The smell is definitely there. And then washing your clothes, just washing your bod's not any good either. That's why you need Connecticut. Joe, John, and Dennis to the rescue with the Premier Series water softener in your home to make sure that your water is top-notch, the absolute best. Plus, the in-home drinking water station, I mean, you guys are all working with these water bottles. This water bottle after water bottle, you need one with the in-home drinking water station. It works for you with Connecticut. 2 locations to serve you, northeast side, Castleton. You can check them out off of I-69 right there. You can see Southside US 31 and Southport Road online from my friends at Connecticut. It's ConnecticutIndy.com today.
Baby, ever since I went to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic, ooh, I can't get enough of you. We've been spending more time in the bedroom. Both of us feeling like we're in the groove. You send me heart emojis to my phone. All worked up, can't wait to get home. To put things into motion with you, baby.
At the Indianapolis Men's Clinic, they know that erectile dysfunction is a serious issue that affects 50% of men. That's why they offer a comprehensive approach to battling ED, low T, and even PE. The office visit is just $99. They test you right there, and if it doesn't work for you, you don't pay. Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic now and book your $99 office visit. 317-999-9000, 317-999-9000, or IndyMen'sClinic.com.
Get up and go now, so you can go tonight.
Whoopsie. Hey, John here. How you doing? How's your window? Seriously, cracked? Corroded? You got air coming in? You got warm air going out? That's going to cost you money. Plus, they look awful from the outside. Hey, here you go. Universal Windows Direct, especially with the look, and then with the Super Spacer technology. It is something that is technology written all over it here. What it does is it keeps all your warm air in the wintertime, all your cold air in the summertime, saves you money. And right now, they got a great deal going for you. Every window you buy, you get the next one free and 0% financing for 36 months. My man Justin's waiting on your phone call here. Seriously, how are your windows doing? Brett came over and installed mine, and they are awesome. Just thank me later. Check them out today, 317-547-2600. Again, 317-547-2600. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hey there, it's Stan Dockett. You know KeyBank is the official banking home of the Indiana Pacers, and over there, financial progress is the game plan. No matter if you're ahead or behind, you can always be going for the financial win when you use the red key. KeyBank is member FDIC.
Soccer Saturday featuring Indy 11. If this is your football, this is your show. Saturday at 9 on The Fan. The Ride with JMV. I do feel better. On 1070 The Fan.
Welcome back. Dirt, Netflix, March 22nd. I think Nikki 6 OD's about 9 times in it. Are they going to have the part where Vince gets bloated and plays Legends Bar and Grill in Bloomington in the late 90s? I hope they do. When Vince is 2.5 hours late to the stage, and then I forget what the guy's last name is. Jason somebody, the promoter, comes out and says, hey, Vince got a hold of some bad steak and shake, so he's in the back trying to work that off. When in fact he was just really fat and bloated, didn't feel like coming out there. And then Vince finally came out after about 2.5 hours. Literally, they went into a minute and a half of Kickstart My Heart. He gave the crowd the finger, said, you guys are not like an LA crowd, and got the hell up out of there. Vince Neil, look it up, like 1996 Bloomington Legends Bar and Grill, which is no longer there. That's where I met my wife, Tony, Legends Bar and Grill. Yeah. No, I was just out. I was out. You don't even know.
Yeah,
I don't even know how I got. I don't even remember how I got there.
Well, you weren't.
I was riding with somebody. I don't know if I was in the trunk or what, but I was.
You weren't passing any test.
There was no test to be passed that night.
Yeah. Woof. Woof, woof, woof.
Vince Neil was more of a disaster than me, though. That was awesome. Literally a minute and a half. Kickstart My Heart. They gives everybody the finger. You're not like an L.A. crowd. Yeah, well, it's Bloomington, Indiana clown. No wonder. It's Legends Bar and Grill. This is not Sunset Strip here. In case you haven't realized that they're bad steak and shake bloaty. Seriously. What? I got to remember this Jason guy's name. Nice enough guy. Dad was a realtor, I think still is in Bloomington. Maybe they have a realty business. He was a promoter. He promoted Kid Rock and Cypress Hill at Pick-a-Chick, LL Cool J and somebody else at Pick-a-Chick. I was at all these shows, too.
I think he works up in Kokomo now.
If you guys ever been to Pick-a-Chick, can you imagine, like, Cypress Hill and LL Cool J being at Pick-a-Chick Farm is just incredible. Incredible. They're, like, bussing IU kids in from campus, and between them drinking their hooch on the way over there in the bus, and then all these little, like, curvy roads. By the time they got out of pit, they were all just, I mean, it was like one step off the bus and Thank you, Brian Spice. It's Milliken. Jason Milliken was the guy's name. Jason Milliken with the quote of the year. Vince has had some bad Steak and Shake. He'll be out in a little bit.
Somebody is holding his hair up.
Vince, I mean, he should have just said Vince has got bad diarrhea and he's in the bathroom and he's not going to be out for 2.5 hours. So would you guys like to hum Dr. Feelgood until he feels that he can come out there without crapping down his leg? True story. Purdue IU later on tonight in Bloomington. Jeff Rabjohn's top of the hour. Hopefully Jared Jeffries before we bail here at 6, and Andrew's at 239-1070 right now. Andrew, thanks for the hold, man. How are you?
Hey, good. First things first, as a Peegs.com member, I can tell you that we have way more idiots, or whatever you want to call them, than Knucklehead Central.
Like a lot more. You just have more people in general. I didn't want to say that because I like Allen, but you just have more people in general on Peegs. Hey, this is what I want to ask you this. Are you not shocked that the whole message board thing still goes, considering the way social media is, and it's really unnecessary, right? To you have to use it since you have Twitter now? Have had Twitter?
To a certain point, I mean, these guys want to hide. Some of these idiots want to hide behind a message board so that nobody knows who they are. And social media, you kind of have a little more realism to it. But other than that, yeah, I mean.
Sure. I know you guys. I know that IU fans all want a place where they can go and I guess learn from Bloom. Are you guys like learning something from Bloom every minute? Is that what happens? Is he teaching everybody?
He's an idiot. He's on the Rivals one. He's on the Rivals one. So.
I haven't been on one in a minute. I know who he is and I remember the name, and that's about it. So I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the only one I can remember, I think.
He's an idiot, but yeah.
Bloom is going to be pissed that you said that. Let me tell you.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
The reason I'm calling is to follow up on Greg talking about Archie trying to do the right thing, keeping that class intact. He didn't want to do the right thing. You can ask Jeff about this when you have him on. I guess it starts from the top down, the administration. McRobbie basically stealing money from the athletic revenue. Big Ten, $62 million. Articles in the IBJ talking about how he found a new source of income for academic stuff.
Well, it's called the East Coast, right? It's the East Coast kids. I got a text from a friend of mine, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. I got a text from a friend of mine that talked about how his son, great academics, all this, and was getting nothing from IU. His point was, I'm paraphrasing this. His point was, you know what? They no longer want Indiana, the state of Indiana's best. They're more concerned about the outside. And I don't really care either way because I'm going to Indiana State. But I get what everybody says, and I get what you're saying too.
And then, so to go back to Archie, Glass isn't going to let him get rid of any of these guys because of what Crean left. They had a bad situation with the APR. They were going to get a one-year season ban if anybody had left the program. So he couldn't get rid of any of the other guys, besides the Grant Gallen kid that he got rid of, who was never should have been on the roster in the first place. And then I don't know what the deal was with the class. I guess they probably forced him to keep it. But he had a guy who ended up going to Colorado who was committed to Dayton, McKinley Wright, averaged 14 points the last 2 years there, 5 assists a game. Could have been easily a starting point guard for us the past 2 years. It would have been a lot better situation than we are now if we hadn't worried about a one-year ban when we weren't even going to have a shot to make the tournament last year. I would have just taken the ban and said whatever for 1 year. We weren't going to make it anyways. But it starts from the top. Archie hasn't been coaching that great this year. He hasn't been able to figure it out, but by far can't all be placed on him, and I think a lot needs to go on the athletic administration.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Hey, Andrew, I tell you what, got to hit the top of the break. Thank you for the call. So Bloom, you said Bloom was an idiot? Thanks. Is that what you said? Bloom's an idiot?
Yeah. Bloom is an idiot. He likes to think he's better than everybody else and knows a lot more than everybody else.
Thank you, Andrew. Bloom's going to love it. Bloom's going to love that. Quick break. We'll come back. Rab John's top of the hour. Jared Jeffries, we're hoping, in the 5 o'clock hour, too. Back with you next.
The Indiana Pacers have gotten their second win.
Bogdanovich again, and he's got all.
The boys in blue have faced adversity and made the adjustments.
Took a pass from Thaddeus Young and slammed.
Now Indiana brings their brand of Hoosier hysteria to the rest of the league. Next up, the New Orleans Pelicans head north to take on the Pacers. Friday at 6:30. Hear every play of every game on your home for Pacers basketball. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
There's so many great things about Geico.
Jody from Indy was a medic in the U.S. Army before taking an entry-level position at Geico more than 26 years ago.
I was an agent, so I did sales and service. I also was a billing supervisor. I was a service supervisor, an underwriting supervisor, and now a licensing trainer. We're a great company, and we promote within, and we make sure that we recognize the hard work, and what you put in for it is what you get out of it.
Visit geico.job/Indy to apply.
Hey, Dan Dockich here for my friends at Just Add Water Boats. There is absolutely nothing I love more than my Yamaha boat. Do not wait to buy that boat when it's hot out. Buy it now because Yamaha is enticing you with great deals now. And Just Add Water Boats is having their best of show sales event where you can grab as low as 0 down and 4.99 APR or as low as 3.99 for the first 60 months on Yamaha boats. Visit at 465 on the east side or check them out online at justaddwaterboats.com.
Hey, John here for PAI. It's WeGrowHairIndy.com. How is your dew coverage doing right now? Over 35 years old. 66% of you out there are losing that dome coverage. What do you do about it? Well, you have options. Multi-unit hair grafting, Honest Robotic FUE, at PAI. It's WeGrowHairIndy.com. Darren Anders for all the information you need to get that real growing hair again. It's the key word, real growing hair again with PAI. WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Know the feeling of satisfaction you get from a job well done? Our customers do. Corey Kreitzberger here, General Manager of your local Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. We're proud to offer customers a 100% satisfaction guarantee backed by 24/7 service and our trained licensed plumbers. Call us and get $52 off any plumbing repair.
Go with the flow, the local pros call Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Terms, conditions, and tax may apply. License CP 101-00018.
It's hunting time at the 22nd Annual Indiana Deer, Turkey, and Waterfowl Expo, February 21st through the 24th at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. And it's well worth your drive to Indianapolis. It's the largest hunting expo in the Midwest, displaying the latest hunting, archery, and waterfowl gear, plus outfitters from around the globe. Pros like Chuck Adams, Melissa Bachman, and the Holder family raised hunting at the Big Time Hunting Seminar Series. Get your deer scored and see the Hoosier Record Book Hall of Fame. Save money and buy tickets online at IndySportsShow.com.
You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you. Michelin's longest-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer. So you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop by Big O Tires in Indianapolis, and their experts will make sure you have the tires designed for a luxurious ride and confident control of the road. The team you trust. Big O Tires.
If you haven't been to Hinkle Fieldhouse to cheer on the Butler Bulldogs, now's the time. The Dogs will play the Providence Friars on Tuesday, February 26th at 7 p.m. Go to butlersports.com/buy tickets or stop by the Hinkle ticket office weekdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Again, that's the Providence Friars versus the Butler Bulldogs at Hinkle Fieldhouse on Tuesday, February 26th at 7 p.m. The Butler Bulldogs, your hometown team, playing on a national stage.
Hey, it's never too early to think about a staycation at my favorite spot, Four Winds Lakeside Inn and Marina at Lake Monroe. 3 nights, just $249. FourWindsLakeside.com.
This is Indy Sports Center.
WFNI, WIBC, HD2,
W298BB, W228CX, Indianapolis.
Butler heads to Milwaukee to take on the Marquette Golden Eagles. Tomorrow night at 8:30. On FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Oh, Garand, the world's most knowledgeable Boilermaker fans in studio. Austin's in studio. Austin went to Center Grove. Did you know Hoosier Lish? This Cinder Grove? No. She works in Lexington now. Good girl. Alyssa Andrews? No. She does weather in Lexington now. She worked at WTWO in Terre Haute.
Yeah, doesn't ring a bell.
All right, great. Tony's over there, too. I'm John Greg Rakestraw, Alan Karpick. A motley crew to lead us back in. This is from Preston at JMV at 1070thefan.com. All right, so this is about 95 or 96. I'm assuming this is probably the same night, right? Same night and a half or so, Preston, I was talking about. 95 or 96, Vince Neil came into the Holiday Inn. I was bartending. No one in there. No one in there. It was early. They wanted to know where the strip club in Bloomington was. Later, they came back about 1 or 2 in the a.m. They had new girlfriends.
Of course they did. The Holiday Inn.
They were going to the night moves. Wait a minute. Preston Corey sent Vince Neil the night moves. Woo! Yeah, we got this little place here called Night Moves. Yeah, that's classic right there. Yeah, at least it wasn't my story where Vince Neil was in the back crapping down his leg and then comes out for a minute and a half and F-bombs everybody and then bails. Vince Neil. That's awesome, though. So, Preston, you guys sent him to Night Moves. Oh, man, Scott Yaney has a really good email. I'll get to that in a second. On the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, since we're talking about a rivalry night in Bloomington, and our friend Jeff Rabjohns joins us. We had the Alan Karpick Project from Golden Black on 30 minutes ago, and I asked him who has to deal with more idiocy, Knucklehead Central or you guys on Pigs. What's your guess?
Oh, man. It depends upon how the team's season is going. It's heavily dependent upon that, I think. So I would say us right now.
So who's riding herd on that thing right now, Jeff? Seriously, who's doing that down there?
Well, I think as far as like trying to keep things from getting out of control.
Sure.
Peags does some of it. I do some of it. We got a couple other moderators who do some of it. But the conversation actually over the last couple of weeks has actually been surprisingly reasonable.
What?
Because people are now, because people have gone from anger to, okay, hang on a second. What has gone wrong? What's it going to take to fix it? The conversations actually have moved past just the what I would call the emotional vomiting, where people are just like, I'm mad, screw this and screw that and screw so-and-so and screw you too, Rabbi. I mean, there were a couple times people were so mad they were yelling at me, and I was like, I don't play, I don't coach, but hey, no problem. I was like, better than yelling at your spouse or your kids.
That's what I get when Miles Turner plays bad. That's what happens. When Miles Turner plays bad, I get yelled at. And
there you go.
What happens, yeah. That's what happens. All right, now you're talking about reasonable folks, and that's okay. I will say this, though. For those that have, I'm sure, been outrageous at times, I will give them a great deal of understanding because, I'm sorry, losers are 10 of 11 in a season. I mean, that just should not happen. I don't care. It just shouldn't happen.
No, absolutely, especially when they started off 12-2.
Right.
This isn't like it was bad all year. This was the wheels fell off somewhere kind of scenario. And I think I think the tone would be different even if they'd won some there in the middle, like maybe even just like Rutgers, Northwestern, Nebraska, something like that. I think it would have been a different vibe. But now people are like, what in the world's going wrong? Why is it going wrong? Why has it gone wrong for so long? And it's gotten to the point people are just pointing fingers at everybody, head coach, assistant coach, AD, people yelling at Michael McRobbie. And I'm like, yeah, McRobbie's not the greatest university president in major college athletics by a wide mile, but this isn't his fault, folks. So
what could he do to make it better? I mean, what could he give me some, because I know that you have been viewed as certainly anti McRobbie. Give me some advice or some advice you think that he needs to consider to try to make things better here.
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm anti-McRobbie. I would actually like for his office to return my interview request. That would be nice. I mean, just letting them know they're still sitting there on the table. So, hey, you got my phone number. Feel free to have him give me a ring, or I'll come down anytime he would like. He's the university president. But I think, the issues are Indiana's a small budget athletic department. And when you have a small budget athletic department, what you have to do is use all available resources to enhance that. And this is a university president that at this point in time that we know of has lifted approximately $60 million of Big Ten Network money away from athletics for other projects, for global science building, for other things like that, or for a global studies building, and other things like that. And some people will say, well, academics are the primary thrust of the university. Well, of course they are. But you're asking Indiana to play Big Ten athletics. You're asking them to win in basketball, especially at a national level. You're asking them to win football games in the Big Ten East. You're asking them to compete every year in football against Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, and Michigan State. When you take $60-some million, and again, that's what we've been able to find so far. There are some people who are telling me, hey, you need to look here, you need to look there. But when you take $60 million away from your athletic department, and you still ask them to go out and compete at the highest level, you are handicapping them. If you want it to be all about academics and not about athletics, that's great. Go join Wabash. Go join DePaul in their conference. Go play against Franklin. Go join the Ivy League if you don't want it to be about big-time athletics. You can't take that kind of revenue away from athletics and then still claim, oh, yes, we want to win at a national level. Those two don't go together. So that's one of the things that I have a problem with McRobbie doing. There are some other minor ones, but that's the biggest thing. I mean, and you have a president just a couple hours up the road in Mitch Daniels who has invested significant amount of Big Ten Network money into Purdue. They just built a $60 million football-only training facility. Illinois building an $80 million football-only training facility. Indiana doesn't have one. Miami of Ohio is building a football-only training facility. Miami of Ohio is in the Mid-American Conference, not the Big Ten. That's how far behind IU is as far as certain infrastructure kind of things. And that's where some of the things that Michael McRobbie has done actually hinder the athletic department at a macro level.
Is Fred fighting for a little bit of change of which you just described?
I think Fred actually gets too much grief on some things, and this is certainly one of them, because when a university president has control over, basically he has the ability to dip his hand into any pot he wants and take money from here to there. And so as an athletic director, as a vice president, really of any area, could be the English department, could be athletics, what have you, you actually would have to campaign to your president, hey, don't take this, we need this, here's what we need it for. Fred actually has done a good job in getting a few more dollars for the Terry Talon complex that's coming. That's a positive for football. But I think Fred's doing what he can, but McRobbie has been at best indifferent toward athletics, and that's a problem. The guy doesn't have to be a big sports fan. Your university president doesn't have to be a big rah-rah guy. Mitch Daniels is more of a budget guy. But Mitch Daniels understands if you invest properly in football and men's basketball, and they do well, those sports make enough money to pay for your other sports. When football and men's basketball don't do well enough to pay for other sports, then you've got to take Big Ten Network money, other TV revenue, to pay for baseball, soccer, women's water polo, and all that other stuff. Nothing against those sports. They don't pay for themselves. And that's the financial reality of trying to function at the major college level, especially in the Big Ten, and for football, especially in the Big Ten East.
So Jeff Rabjohn's with us. So is McRobbie going to come up with any realization on this, or is this going to be a continued path for the foreseeable future?
I don't know. I mean, he's shown no interest in reversing course or adjusting course. So I don't think there's any reason to think that he is all of a sudden going to do that. I think IU's best hope is that when his contract is up here in a couple years, that he moves on. If they renew him, then you actually got to ask the trustees, hey, how much are you guys paying attention to what's going on? Because, one of the trustees asked some fairly pointed questions of Fred Glass at the recent trustees meeting, which is very reasonable. He's the athletic director. But it's like, okay, why are you not asking the big picture questions to the president of the university? That's one of the questions that a lot of people have. And, I'm not alone in asking those questions. I think I am singing solo as far as, hey, McRobbie, answer the questions about why you took at least $60 million away from athletics. Other media entities have been told about it. Their editors have told them don't write about it. I've been told, hey, if it's true, you're allowed to write about it. It's true. I'm bringing it up that there are real questions here. And at least the president should answer, here's why I did what I did. Maybe he has some really good reasons. I don't know. But when questions are out there and the person making the decisions won't answer the questions, you kind of sit there and go, okay, what's the deal?
Well, why are the other editors being told, telling their folks not to act on this?
I don't know. I stay out of it. I have enough. You know me. I have enough to do to try to take care of myself. So I stay out of it. But
is there legitimate concern then that, again, I mentioned the path where they're going right now, legitimate concern that, by the time he steps away, moves on, whatever you say, maybe there's just an epiphany, there's a realization, hey, this is what needs to be done, whatever the scenario might be. Can this happen before either AD or head coach gets bounced and you have to go looking for somebody else again? Because, this is a tough time. Second year or not, this is a tough time for the head coach and all the criticism. You talk about the trustees and the criticism that's also with the athletic director in mind right here. You're going down a path here where there's not going to be a lot of wiggle room come next year to get out of.
Oh, absolutely. The head coach gets the most heat because he's the head coach. That's what happens in any sport. At pretty much any level. Maybe not the NBA, depending upon roster construction, but definitely in college sports, most fans, when it goes well, Coach so-and-so's great. When it goes poorly, Coach so-and-so's awful. He's an idiot. It's just how it is. A couple of years ago when Matt Painter was struggling up at Purdue, there were some Purdue people all over Facebook. And Painter's time has passed. He's lost it. He's got to go.
Yeah, that was back in December, Jeff.
It was actually funny. After the Crossroads Classic, there were some Purdue media members sitting there going, well, they can't make the tournament this year. They don't have a great recruiting class coming in. And they were actually talking about, are we going to be writing the swan song of Matt Painter? And I was like, are you guys freaking serious? You actually think that guy suddenly forgot how to coach in his 14th year at Purdue? But they were being serious. They thought, this might be it. And that also, I think the other thing social media has done is reactions don't have slow burns anymore. It's just, boom, it's a fast fuse. Oh, they've lost 4 in a row. It's not like, well, this is a bad stretch. It's so-and-so sucks, he should go. It's just, boom, 0 to 100 right now. And that's part of it. That's just the world we live in these days.
Jeff Rabjohns at Peaks.com joins us. Really good conversation we're having. I want to move to tonight. And coming off of what happened in Minnesota on Saturday, what will, let's say you get somewhat of a similar output from this team going into this game tonight, what's the deal breaker? What is that going to mean? What's the definition? What's Archie do to back up his deal-breaking comments of Saturday?
Well, I think a little bit of it is going to be, I think you're going to see some lineup changes and minute adjustments. I think a little bit of it was some change in demands in practice, which happened yesterday. I think most guys at least, responded well to it. I'm not going to sit here and say everybody because I don't know, but I know most did. And I think the other thing you're going to see is basically because they have more healthy bodies now. You've got Deron Davis and you've got Race Thompson. All right, if you're like, say, if Justin Smith is lollygagging and not boxing out, instead of realizing I don't have anybody else who's going to give us a chance, because at one point in time, Zach McRoberts, Deron Davis, Race Thompson were all injured and out. You didn't have anybody. Now it's like, okay, if you don't show effort, you're going to sit. And I think you might see guys sit for maybe more than just a minute or two if they get yanked for lollygagging or just not showing effort, those kind of things. And I think the other thing is you're going to have a little more demands on the players as far as they have to hold each other accountable. The coaches can do certain things. Coaches can bench guys, but as everybody who's followed sports for a long time knows, the best teams are player-driven teams. The best locker rooms are run by the best players. And I think you're going to see some demands on the older players. It's not just up to you to play well. It's up to you to tell the young guys, this is how it's done, this is what's acceptable, and this is what's not. And then there may be some nuance in there as well. But I think big picture, those are the things that I think we're going to see tonight and moving forward.
Hey, Jeff, is there anybody in that locker room that's capable of doing that?
I mean, I think Juwan Morgan is, certainly. I mean, he's definitely got presence to him. You know, he's the son of, you know, 2 military people, including a mom who was a drill sergeant. He's capable of it. Part of it is leaders have to have people who are willing to follow, and that's a little bit of it. You know, Zach McRoberts is capable. He's injured and out, so I think that really, you know, he can have a voice, but it's hard to have a presence when you're not playing. But those are the 2 main guys that you look at that really definitely have that ability. I certainly think after some of the things Race Thompson said, as far as and that's the story that's up if anybody wants to read the whole thing. But you know, the things that he said about, you know, I'm here to lay my body on the line for this team. I don't care about my points. I don't care about my rebounds. I'm here to lay my body on the line for this team. I want to win. And, you know, the fact that you have a guy who's only a redshirt freshman coming out and saying that publicly, it's kind of like, okay, the rest of you guys, if you're not willing to do that, and this guy is, you're the ones holding the program back. You're the ones holding the team back. You're the ones who are hurting your own teammates. So I think those are the guys who probably are in the best place to do it right now. Al Durham a little bit, but he's still only a sophomore. But I think in time, Al Durham, Robert Finney will get to that level. But they're not there yet as freshmen and sophomore.
Jeff Rabjohns@Peaks.com. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Purdue, IU round 2 coming up in Bloomington, 7 o'clock tonight from Assembly Hall. Bottom of the barrel, I thought since January 1st was that Nebraska home game on a Monday about a month or so ago. Was bottom of the barrel what we witnessed on Saturday in Minnesota to you, or was it still that Nebraska game?
I thought it was Saturday in Minnesota because Nebraska is actually better, and they were definitely better at that point in time. I mean, I know they've had injuries since then, but at the point in time that game was played, Nebraska's five starters coming out of high school, that was a 5-star and 4 4-stars. I mean, that was a good starting lineup. IU played poorly. I get that. But I just think, you know, Nebraska's starting 5 at that point in time because they were healthy is definitely better than Minnesota's starting 5. And to go up there in Minnesota, I mean, IU was down by 30 with 5:17 to play before Minnesota started subbing heavily. You know, that was a absolute beat down. That thing, if Minnesota wanted to stay angry and be angry, I mean, they could have won that thing by 35, 38, banking another 3. Maybe they win that thing by 40. You know, I mean, that was an absolute just beat down. So I think, to me, that was the worst one so far. But I understand the argument for Nebraska because it was a home game. I just actually take the names off the jersey, or take the jerseys off the players, look at the talent level. Nebraska did have a better starting 5 by a pretty reasonable margin than Minnesota did.
Hey, Jeff, what do you expect to see as far as the way this team comes out, the way this team plays compared to what we saw just a couple of days ago?
I think they're going to come out with more fight, or you're going to see some frontline guys sit on the bench for an extended period of time. One of the two things is going to happen. I think Archie's gotten to the point, you know, all right, if you guys aren't going to play hard, I mean, I don't know if he's going to go all Johnny Jagger or VJ Blackman on him, but I'm not going to fall out of my chair if he does. You know, now Purdue's much better right now, so I don't think it's going to be you get yanked if, you know, somebody scores on you or, you know, Ryan Klein hits a 3. But it's like, are you playing hard? Are you giving effort? Are you trying to close out properly on shooters? Are you setting screens? You know, the effort stuff is going to get judged pretty harsh tonight by Archie, I have a feeling. So they're either going to bring it or they're going to sit. I think that's what's going to happen.
Jeff Rabjohns of Peaks.com just mentioned, too, you have an article up there regarding Race Thompson. Is that what you said a couple of minutes ago?
Yeah. I didn't mean to go heavy on
No. I want you to. Do it, please.
Yeah, had a long conversation with Race Thompson, and he talked about exactly some of the things he went through to come back from this concussion. I mean, there was a point in time it was so bad he had to stay in a dark room. There was a point in time he got a headache just trying to watch practice, watching players go left and right because the movement of his eyes gave him a headache. There was a point in time when just the squeaking of sneakers on the floor caused him problems. So he really had to fight through a lot. There was a lot more than just a concussion. So he came through a lot. And then he also talked about, okay, now that I'm back, here's how I'm going to play, and here's what I want to show. So it's kind of a two-part story. But I just think, what he went through is pretty incredible. The fact that he got back to playing this year was pretty incredible. And I think his attitude is exactly what this Indiana team needs right now.
All right, I want to finish you off here with this. Fill in the blank. You'll be surprised if what happens with IU in mind tonight.
I'll be surprised if IU shoots the ball well from three and wins tonight.
That's just have you ever seen a team at IU so incapable of doing anything? And I mean anything. Behind me, hell, we've seen Minnesota. You saw a couple banked in. You saw a guy that's never hit one. I mean, Iowa. And you've seen all these games where these guys are throwing them in. Have you ever seen a team at IU so incapable of doing anything at all from distance?
Not that I recall. No. Three-point line came in at 87.
Yep.
But I don't recall any team that's just been this bad. And, part of that was, and I know people don't want to hear this, but part of it was, there'd been some what I call recruiting errors, previously because they recruited too many guys who can't shoot, and you can have a couple guys here and there who are mainly rebounders, hustler guys and all that. You can't get too many on one team, then you got a problem. And I think this certainly would have helped if Jerome Hunter was healthy. He's 6'7". He can make threes. He had a game at the IU team camp the summer before his senior year of high school. He had 6 threes in one half. He can shoot. He would have helped, but that doesn't count. He's not healthy. He's got his leg condition. He's not going to, he's redshirting. But I don't recall seeing a team that just couldn't shoot this much. Romeo's come along a little bit the last couple games. Al Durham's come on some. He's actually inching upwards of, 40%. Fantasy's solid, but, it seems like one guy might have a good game, one game, and then everybody else is off. Or you have a game like at Minnesota where it's 2 for 17, and one of those came in the final, 30 seconds, minute, and the game's clearly decided. They just couldn't hit anything. But I think part of it is teams have scouted IU really well and realized they don't shoot well from three, and so they keep at least 2 guys in the paint. People like Matt Painter, who are really good defensive coaches, keep damn near 3. I mean, the guy opposite the ball or on the ball side may step out a little bit. For all intents and purposes, they keep the V in the lane. So the idea is, okay, you guys might get some not open threes, but available threes, but you're not coming into the paint. And when you come into the paint, it's not going to be we're going to bring congestion when the ball gets there. We're going to put congestion there before the ball gets there. So you have to drive through congestion to get to the rim, then go through congestion to try to finish. And I think that's what Painter's going to do again tonight, because why in the world wouldn't you? Unless IU goes out there and starts making threes. But, yeah, it's an IU team that probably will go down as one of the poorer shooting teams, at least from distance, that IU's had since the three-point arc came in 1987.
Fascinating stuff from you, not just with that, but with the McRobbie stuff. As always, top-notch, Jeff Rabjohns at Peaks.com on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. We shall do it again. Enjoy the game tonight, Jeff. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, my friend. We'll see you soon.
It's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. That was top-notch from Jeff right there. Podcast that one up at 1070thefan.com. Alan Karpick, Greg Rakestraw, quick break. Dave Matthews Band tickets and a final little over 30 with you. 239-1070. We'll do a little IU Boilermaker prediction time if you want to go rest of the way at 239-1070. Other side next.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Get a $70 reward card on the purchase of 4 Michelin tires, plus up to $120 in additional rebates. See store for details.
Hey, it's JMV, and I'm here with my pal, Darren Andrews from PAI Medical Group. Darren, my results speak for themselves. I absolutely love it, and I know it's because of PAI's exclusive technology.
Thanks, JMV. PAI is now one of only 2 clinics in the entire US to offer the ARTIS robotic FUE and PAI's trademark multi-unit hair grafting, not to mention PRP, platelet-rich plasma.
Outstanding. I had multi-unit hair grafting, and I know that I would not have these kind of results had it not been for the technology. Go to my VIP page and check it out at WeGrowHairIndy.com.
We have the video of your procedure, the photos and videos of your progress. Most men can get more hair in one procedure with multi-unit hair grafting.
It is fantastic, and only a free evaluation can you tell which procedure is right for you. 888-724-5129. WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's 888-724-5129. Tell them JMV sent you. This year, you're going to grow your hair back. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com now.
Hey, Dan Dockich here for my friends at Just Add Water Boats. There is absolutely nothing I love more than my Yamaha boat. Do not wait to buy that boat when it's hot out. Buy it now because Yamaha is enticing you with great deals now. And Just Add Water Boats is having their best of show sales event where you can grab as low as 0 down and 4.99 APR or as low as 3.99 for the first 60 months on Yamaha boats. Visit at 465 on the east side or check them out online at justaddwaterboats.com.
At Shane Company, we make shopping for an engagement ring stress-free and easy. I'm Rorden Shane, 4th-generation jeweler.
And I'm Tanner.
For years, Tanner's been helping our customers find the perfect engagement ring.
At Shane Company, we do everything we can to make it easy. Whether you have an idea of what she's looking for, or you have no idea, we're here to help. If you know what kind of ring she wants and you come in with some inspiration, like a picture, great. Or if you know the diamond shape she wants, we'll start by looking at stones. With the largest selection of rings, diamonds, rubies, and sapphires, it'll be easy to find a ring she'll love. If you're unsure of what to get, we can chat about her style and personality. What's she like? What's her job? Then we can show you rings that would be perfect for her. When you propose, you can be sure that moment will be everything she's always dreamed of.
Come to Shane Company, Indiana's friendliest jeweler. We make finding the perfect engagement ring fun and easy.
Now you have a friend in the diamond business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Here's what's happening with the Fan.
March is almost here. Make sure to stay tuned to our station and check the events tab to see where our shows will be during the madness in March. Grab your tickets to Museum by Moonlight taking place this Saturday at the Children's Museum. The Fan will be there with great prizes. And follow the Fan on social media. The Fan is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Like and follow the Fan for updates on all things Indy Sports Center.
For more info, click on IndySportsCenter.com.
Hey, John here for Farm Credit Union. Farm Credit Union, the place to go right now to save big, also to win big. They got a scratch and win contest. All you got to do is start an account in that bad boy, too, and then you're off and running to win $5 to $50 every time you're involved, too. For questions, you can go by any branch location today. Talk with my friend Trevor. Trevor Green is awesome, but I'm going to tell you about somebody else that's awesome over there right now. I give Trevor all the love, and rightly so, because he is great. But my man Kevin Morris also can help you out at Forum Credit Union. Stop by a branch location today. Find out how you can save with the Sprout account of the Common Sense program, or just simply open up an account and scratch and win until February the 28th. $5 to $50 at forumcu.com. That's forumcu.com today.
Hey, it's Dan Doggett here for Family Leisure. It's Family Leisure's Factory Direct Patio Sale. Spring is coming, I promise. Shop now for the largest selection at guaranteed lowest prices. Maintenance-free poly, contemporary sling, elegant cast aluminum, hand-woven wicker. They've got it all, and it's all on sale. Check out the large selection of umbrellas, bases, covers, and more. We got a beautiful patio set. Can't find what you're looking for? Visit our design center to custom order your dream collection. These are great products, and they're also on sale. Family Leisure, Penland Pike, Oaklander Road, online, familyleisure.com.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Lovell, the host of Network Indiana's Indiana Sports Talk. But you also might not know that I suffered a near-fatal heart attack 11 years ago. And earlier in the year, in October, I had quadruple bypass surgery. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I never have. There's no history of heart problems in the family. It's Indy Has Heart Month. So in this month of February, make sure that you take the time to talk to your doctor. And if you have any symptoms at all, make sure you call them as quickly as you possibly can.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Larry Howald from Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, and I'm going to speak from the heart today and maybe get a little red. I'm all about family, though. 4 daughters, my wife Gina, my sister Linda, my dog Lucy. These ladies make my heart pitter-patter each day. Their wire company supports the American Heart Association and Indy Has Heart program. Did you know that heart disease causes 1 in 3 women's deaths each year, killing approximately 1 woman every minute? Get the facts, know the warning signs, and stay healthy.
Hey Indy 11 fans, Coach Rennie here. We've worked hard this off-season to put together an exciting squad to contend for the USL Cup. This is an important year for Indy 11 and we need you at our home opener on Saturday, March 30th. The game kicks off at 7 p.m. at Lucas Oil Stadium and we would love to fill the stadium with passionate fans. Tickets for our home opener against Hartford Athletic are on sale now, so guarantee your seat today. Go to indy11.com or call 317-685-1100. Get your 2019 season tickets or single game tickets today.
Hey, it's never too early to think about a staycation at my favorite spot, Four Winds Lakeside in Marina at Lake Monroe. 3 nights, just $249. FourWindsLakeside.com.
The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Welcome back. Jeff Rabjohns, Peaks.com, really good podcast, 1070thefan.com. The Alan Carpet Project at Golden Black Illustrated. Greg Rakestraw also a little bit earlier. 1070thefan.com. The podcasts. I'm the most knowledgeable Boilermaker fan in the history of the Boilers in studio with us, Garen. My man, Austin. I think he's getting ready to bounce right now. Tony Donahue is here. Trackside tonight is 7 o'clock. I got Dave Matthews Band tickets to give away. I got a lot of tweets to get to. Austin, great job out of you. Thank you very much, man. Phil Weddle's got an IU Purdue prediction. Take it easy, brother. Boilers jump out to an early lead because the Hoosiers are soft with horrible coaching. IU closes the gap midway through because they have good players. Purdue pulls away late because IU has horrible coaching and they play soft. Phil Weddle. Micah writes this. You should sum up the Rabjohns McRobbie comments on here or write something up. I think he's talking about Jeff doing that on Peegs. It was very interesting and worth sharing. It was, no question. Andrew Wagner writes this. Hey, JMV, Jeff Rabjohns is saying everything I would have said had I had a little bit more time on the line with you. Jeff and I, very similar views on the Hoosiers athletic situation, present time. JMV, at least it's not like the old days where early ESPN IU games delayed tips for Kentucky in prime time at 9. This one will be over early. Boiler up. Clay writes this. Hey, we've seen Rabby in action at Peaks.com. We know that he doesn't play. Hey, quick shout to our guy, Brock Hubble. Brock Hubble has been in the hospital in intensive care trying to recover from pneumonia. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday. I brought it up on Drop Off Line Sports on Monday morning as well. Brock is a tremendous listener, a great follower, a participator. He watches Drop Off Line Sports, and I wish nothing but the best to our friend Brock Hubble in recovering. I am told that he is improving, yet taking baby steps in the process, but improving. And that is good because we like Brock a great deal. Brock used to absolutely hammer me on Miles Turner. And I think we're kind of on the same page. But he's, beyond that kind of BS that we get into all the time, we wish the best in recovery from a really tough bout of pneumonia for Brock right now. So we wish him the best. From Josh Riggin, hey, JMV, I deliver booze to Night Moves. Is Night Moves still open? I didn't know if it was still – is it still open on College? No, it's on Walnut. Yeah, I think Night Moves is on Walnut. I thought it had closed, but apparently it's still open. If Josh is delivering booze there, then surely it must be open. Gordo writes this. Hey, JMV, speaking of message boards, I miss the days of the Baggery message board. I do too, but much like Anything Goes and that segment we do now, the message board people, there is no way that would make it. I got like Dan Dockage calls like twice because of that. Why are you letting these guys do this? I said, I'm not letting these guys do anything. These guys do what they want. I mean, it's more about me than it is about anybody. I mean, hell, I'm powder. I'm fat. I suck. I mean, it was just like nothing. It was me. Yeah, that was my nickname, Powder, because I was pasty.
Solid
Powder.
Nickname. Good nickname.
Powder, fat, suck. And I mean, hell, if I'm going to get anybody, if I could, and I don't really care, I think you guys know that, and I'm actually somebody that says I don't care, and I actually don't care. But seriously, if I did care, I wouldn't worry about somebody else. I'd worry about them getting them off of me back in the day. The whole thing was about me, which was pretty funny. At least I wasn't scarred from it. You got to get these guys up off of me. What am I going to do? Close the. I mean, there's 25 people on there. What the hell? From Kuntz, Legends Bar and Grill had to be a special place if you were able to overcome being the Polish prince and found a wife. Yeah, I rolled in there one night just bejesus belt-wise. You know what I mean, Kuntz in Belton, Texas? I went in there and I delivered the line of the century. I am, quote, a hopeless romantic. And I played it to a T. The hopeless romantic I am. That's what I am.
Wow. What time of the night was this?
Oh, it was about 1:30. It was late because honestly, I didn't even want to go. It was a friend of mine that said, yeah, we're going.
And how old are you?
I said, I'm messed up from the neck up right now. I don't need to be going anywhere. Oh, yeah, we're going. I was 25. 25. It was December of 95.
We've all been there, John, haven't we?
The week after that, we went to a Bears-Buccaneers game at Soldier Field, and I was a mess. Absolute mess. But that is a true story right there. All right, back to your calls in a second. We get top of the hour. Is that Jared? Andy Moore, Automotive Group Hotline, the former Hoosier great, former longtime NBAer, the president of, I think it's called Esports Organization. Echo Fox is what it is. We talked to him about it the last time. He has been the director of player personnel for the Nuggets. He is a friend of the show. We like him a great deal because he tells us how great fishing is done. Jared Jeffries joins us. Jared, how are you?
I'm doing great, buddy. How you doing, man?
Are you still the best fisherman that's ever been in Monroe County? Still?
I'm top. I'm top five. I'm sure there's some guys way back in the day that probably better than me, but I'm definitely top five.
No doubt about that. How are things going with everything as far as your business ventures are concerned?
Everything's great, man. Business ventures are going good. My family's doing great. Still out in LA, so no complaints at all. No complaints.
Now, you like getting back? I don't know. Are you in Bloomington right now?
I am. I'm headed back to the game. My mother, man, just turned 70 years old, so I came out here to see my mom, hang out with my little brother and my family. So I've spent the last weekend out here, and I stayed in town for the game today.
Well, hey, give a shout to Moms for her birthday, please, Jared.
I will, buddy, for sure, man.
That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. I got to ask you this, honestly. I remember a year ago we were talking. I know you weren't the biggest fan of Tom Crean. You got a team right now. Your alma mater's lost the 10 of 11. What do you think about Archie and IU going into this Boilermaker battle tonight?
You know, I think it'll be tough. I mean, Purdue's playing for a whole lot. Obviously, IU's not playing well. But I think that you always got to have the long play and a long vision. And I think that everyone knew that coming into this year, it should have been a year of growth. And I think sometimes early success can be your biggest curse. I think what the team played early, that was their peak. And other teams continue to get better. And through injuries and other small things that they've had, strength of schedule, I think that it's really hurt this IU team this year kind of with the expectations. And, and I think Archie is still the right guy for the job until he shows me anything different. And it's always easy to sit there and pick apart coaching and players, but it's really hard to be in a situation right now.
Jared Jeffries joins us. How many games have you watched? And I was talking to Robbie Hummel about this yesterday. He says, as a former player, you can easily tell when guys really aren't going at it at the level in which they should. Have you watched this IU team at times? Have you seen them maybe not playing as hard as what they should in a game or two? Is that easy for you to tell?
No, I think that it's as easy to say, well, they're not playing hard enough. That's not true. I went to practice yesterday, and these guys are working really hard. The coaches are working just as hard as ever. I think RT yesterday said they have 13 more practices in the regular season. So it's a grind. I mean, you look at the injuries they've had, the different lineups that they've had. So what happens is once your confidence gets a little bit low, you just don't move with the same pace and the same speed. And I think that right now they are playing extremely hard. They're just not moving with the right pace and speed of a winning attitude.
Jared Jeffries with us. As I mentioned previously, you're the director of player personnel for the Denver Nuggets. I think you could speak on this because you're out of it right now. How do you think Romeo Langford translates to the next level?
I mean, I think that he does a great job of finishing. I think one of the most underrated things in the NBA is guards that can finish. And he does such a good job of finishing around the rim. And just seeing him yesterday and really watching him, I think his thumb really bothers him. I think that whatever's wrong with that thumb injury, having to put that much tape, having to put a plastic brace on your thumb can be a huge hindrance for a shooter. I mean, I would attribute a lot of his three-point shooting woes to that. I would also say that in high school, he was a scorer and not a shooter. So to want him to come in here and light it up and shoot, 40% from three and do that, I don't think that was really his game. I think his game is what you see right now is his finishing transition, a very smooth, easy 17, 18 points a night.
Is he still an absolute lock for high first round selection in your opinion?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, he could be a handling two, play some three. He's a good athlete. He's a good scorer, and he's so young. So I think that guys like him, are lock first-round picks for sure.
So Jared Jeffries with us. All right, you go to Bloomington North. You played for Tom McKinney at an incredibly high level. I'm sure you probably heard about this. I'm sure you probably know him as well. What do you think about J.R. Holmes getting ready to break the all-time wins mark in the state of Indiana for boys high school basketball?
I mean, I've been around J.R. for a lot. I grew up with John. I don't think there's many coaches that deserve it more than him. I mean, the effort that he's put into Bloomington South to make them a perennial powerhouse, even in Bloomington. I mean, when I was growing up, we used to beat the brakes off South every year. And, he's worked really hard to make them one of the premier programs in the state. And he deserves all the accolades that he's got.
It's crazy to think about this too, Jared. You know how hard it is for, coach at any level, high school level, to stay somewhere as long as he's been there. How long
has he been there now?
82. I think he got there in 82 from South. He got there from Mitchell
36
in 82. Yeah, and
36 years,
it's amazing because it just doesn't happen, and it's likely only going to get worse as we move into the future.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see, especially with the rules and kind of how they've put it now to where high school coaches aren't compensated at the level they should be. It'll be really difficult to find premier level college, and I'm talking premier high school level coaches like JR.
Hey, I appreciate you hopping on here. I know you got a zillion things to do. I know it's your mom's birthday, and you got IU and Purdue later on tonight. I'm going to go ahead and let you go because I know you got a lot to do. But we love having you on here, and we're probably going to reach out to you when we get for a little bit further down the road, too, because I want to talk more about your businesses and a little bit of fishing and that as the spring approaches here, if you don't mind.
Sounds good, buddy. Give me a call whenever, buddy.
Got it, Jared. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Jared Jeffries on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. I like him so much. He is such a good dude. Good dude right there. Happy birthday to moms, too. Quick break. We'll come back, close it with your phones, get you set for instant replay and some Dave Matthews Band tickets coming up, too. Sit tight.
Request your free tickets today to watch the top NFL prospects take on the interview of a lifetime as they compete to get drafted into the NFL. Hit the events tab at 1070thefan.com.
At Huntington, we're always looking out for you. So when our customers told us it can be tough to keep track of spending, we invented the self-driving grocery cart.
Wait, so what is this thing again?
It's my self-driving cart from Huntington.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. It's a smart shopping cart that helps me stay on budget at the grocery store.
How does it do that?
Well, it's pretty simple. It makes sure everything I put in my cart keeps me on track. Watch. If I grab this really expensive bottle of olive oil and try to put it in the cart, it drives away. And when I put the olive oil down, pretty cool, huh?
What happens if I just toss the olive oil in real quick?
Like this. That happens.
So we simplified. Presenting Huntington Heads Up. You set the monthly amounts you want to spend on groceries, and we'll send a heads up to your phone to keep you on track. It's just one more way we're looking out for you. Huntington, welcome. Member FDIC, carriers message and data rates may apply.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. It's no secret that salaries have not kept up with the cost of living. You probably had to use the credit cards more than you thought last year. Now the statements are coming in the mail and the minimums are more than a car payment. Your home has gained equity at the fastest pace in over a decade. Put that new equity to work for you and pay off all your credit cards with a cash-out refinance today. The 5-minute loan approval only available at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hey, Dan Dockich here for my friend Matt Nettleton and Sandler Training. Selling is like sports. It's highly competitive. When you want to get the best out of your sales team, a coach can help master the fundamentals. In basketball, you got to pass, you got to catch. In sales, you got to prospect. Listen, Matt is the real deal in coaching and sales training, and we've put together a great offer. If you're in sales or you run a business, text SALES, S-A-L-E-S, to 317-678-8800 to register for a 3-hour prospecting clinic. Use the code DAKICH, D-A-K-I-C-H, and we're going to save you $200. Text SALES to 317-678-8800, 317-678-8800, and don't forget the code DAKICH, D-A-K-I-C-H. This will help you identify, engage, and close the right prospects. Work on the fundamentals. Text Matt Nettleton and Sandler Training, 317-678-8800, promo code DAKICH.
Even the oldest water heaters are on call 24/7. Luckily, so are we. Hi, I'm Corey Kreitzberger, General Manager of your local Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Water heaters wear out over time. Ready for a new one? We've got a variety of great finance options to fit any budget. Call now for a free 10-year warranty upgrade on a new water heater.
Go with the flow, the local pros. Call Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Terms, conditions, and tax may apply. License CP 101-00018.
Hey, it's Farm Credit Union to the rescue for all your saving needs. Hey, it's JMV for Farm Credit Union. My friends over there, especially Trevor Green, who, just takes it next level when it comes to inventing new ideas in which you can save. It is beyond legit, seriously. And right now, not only can you find ways to save, but you can also find ways to win. Online, forumcu.com, a little scratch-off game that they have working right now, which is fantastic as well. Just open up account today. Be involved in the Common Sense account or the Sprout account, and that will work wonders for you. Trying to win between $5 and $50 every time. You can check it out. All the information you need online at forumcu.com. Slide by a branch location today. Tell Trevor Green I said hello. Say hello to Kevin Morris as well. These folks are working for you to save and continuously finding new ideas and ways you can do it as well. Online, forumcu.com today.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's JMV right now. For every window you buy, you get the next one free. No limits and 0% financing for 36 months. Call 317-547-2600 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Chronic headaches, constant sinus infections, pain and pressure. The fatigue was overwhelming.
That's Karen. She suffered for years with chronic sinus infections. She'd go to urgent care, see her doctor.
And we would do the same thing. Steroids, antibiotics, nasal sprays.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty.
Now my sinus cavities are open. You can breathe on a constant basis and not get sinus infections. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't take naps anymore. I'm like, oh, this is miraculous.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure? Is it difficult to breathe through your nose? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with the Indianapolis Sinus Center. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
Hey, this is Jeff Saturday, and I want to tell you what to do if you ever have a fire or flood or mold damage at your home or place of business. Call More Restoration Disaster Cleanup. I can tell you firsthand that their customer service and response time is second to none in Indiana. So if you ever have an unexpected fire or flood like I did, call the only Indianapolis restoration company that I used in my home. Call More Restoration or visit morerestoration.com. And hey, tell them Jeff Saturday sent you.
All right, join me tomorrow. We're going to recap Indiana and Purdue. Look forward to your phone calls. Look forward to your discussion. It's Wednesday. We're going to have What the Hell Wednesday, too, because there's been a lot of What the Hells. Join me tomorrow, noon to 3.
The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
All right. We'll close it out with you here. Quickly, shout to my also Eastern Green alum Dusty May, who's the head coach, Tony, of Florida Atlantic. Yeah. Right now. He's an early front runner for Conference USA Coach of the Year. 17-11 right now. You know that they had an upset win earlier this year over Illinois and Champaign. The Owls of Florida Atlantic, and Dusty May, who is a graduate of Eastern Green, friend of mine. Salisbury, Indiana's finest right there, brother. Having a great first year in Conference USA. Dusty May. All right, if you hear that, turn it up over there. I didn't give anybody a high sign here. Number 7, if you want to go see Dave Matthews Band, the 28th and the 29th of June. Got back-to-back shows at Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center. Dave Matthews Band tickets. Number 7, 239-1070. You're going right now. Tony shall hooketh you up if you are the correct caller. Dave Show. Garen is the most knowledgeable Boilermaker fan in the history of Boilermaker fans sitting next to me. Kevin Lee is in studio as well. Kevin Lee, of course, got a little trackside coming at us tonight at 7 o'clock. Kay Lee, what do you got for us?
Hi there.
Good. Good to see you.
You too. Kentucky-Auburn this weekend. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, you're doing that on Westwood One?
Yeah.
Well done.
I've watched some tape, and Auburn is incredibly athletic.
They
and obviously,
are.
we know what Kentucky is. So that'll be fun.
And I'm sure that with Bruce Pearl as a head coach, they're not cheating at all.
Well, just check back with us in 3 years, and we'll tell you what the actual record was for this year.
Right now, probably have to give them back in about 3 years.
I can't say that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's
the
good,
rules
though.
are a bit fuzzy sometimes.
That's a good game you got. Who's your
That
sidekick?
is. Your guy Dan Dickow.
Oh, yeah. I saw, we got to get Dan Dickow on sometime.
Do we air any of those games? I don't think we do anymore, do we?
No.
I don't think so. I saw Dan Dickow doing.
I think they're on the web, though. I think college basketball is streamed and on satellite radio, too.
Dickow was doing.
He's been doing some CBS Sports Network this year.
He was doing Gonzaga and Loyola Marymount.
Okay.
Where the hell is I watching that on? Why in the world? Yeah.
Probably CBS Sports Network. I think that's who he's working for now.
Gonzaga and Loyola Marymount. I watched him doing that game. And, he's getting a lot better. He's been on before. He's a pretty good dude.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good dude. Has a lot of good.
And then it's racing season. So this is my last non-racing event, I believe. They've talked about trying to do a game between the St. Pete race and the Sebring sports car race, where I only have like a day and a half off, and I'll need to kind of prepare for my 62 cars in the sports car race.
Will you guys talk about how Clint Boyer was one of the dumbest human beings ever trying to squeeze? He couldn't squeeze a moped into that spot.
David will talk about that, but we'll have his mic muted.
Good.
So we're probably going to talk about IndyCar. No, we will talk a bit about the NASCAR race and
Paul
some bigger
Menard
picture
doing the
things.
same thing. I mean,
it's hard, though.
Clint Boyer was pissed because he got moved back. He didn't think he was where he was supposed to be. And then, he just said, screw it, said, you either going to break or I'm going to wreck everybody. And he wrecked everybody. Just jackass.
Well, he just miscalculated. He thought he was
miscalculated.
Clear, right?
Listen, he's been around it too long. Yeah, he was clear. You couldn't have squeezed a moped into that spot he was trying to get into.
Well, maybe I'm thinking of a different situation, but didn't he miss by like 3 inches? Wasn't he like 3 inches from being clear?
Yeah.
No,
Is that right, Tony?
he was like half a car length from being clear. That was Paul Menard hooked the bumper.
Yeah, Paul Menard wrecked everybody.
Boyer.
He tried to come up and just
Boyer tried to come up
right
and he
rear.
just didn't have enough. He didn't have enough.
He was almost there. If he waits another half a second, he's clear.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. Give me Jeff this IU phone call before we leave here. Jeff, go ahead. How are you?
Yeah, JMV, thanks for taking my call. I listened to Archie Miller last night.
Yeah.
And I was disgusted. I mean, he said, we've got a bunch of guys that are introverts, and they won't communicate. And every time Fish would ask him a hard question, he's such a soft guy. I mean, I couldn't play for him.
Jeff, you call again tomorrow after this Boilermaker game, too. We'll jump back into that tomorrow. Scott Yaney, I'm going to ask your question tomorrow. Remind me of that on tomorrow's show.
Who you got?
So since everyone assumes Purdue by 20, that means Indiana wins? Is that
I'm
right?
going to say Purdue's going to win tonight.
Huh?
Yeah, Purdue's winning down there. They're
Well, I
going
would
to
assume. I would say this. What's the spread? I mean, I would say it's 20.
6.
I know it's not going to be 20.
Yeah.
So that makes me think Indiana's going to win.
What do you got? You
I'll take Indiana then.
What do you got, Garen?
Go Purdue 74-60.
Tony.
I tweeted 71-60, so I'll go Purdue 71-60.
Rakestraw, Carpick, Rab Johns, Jared Jeffries, podcast 1070thefan.com. Kevin and Kevin, tracksides at 7 o'clock tonight. Enjoy. Back with you tomorrow at 3.
The Ride with JMV.
All right, we do this new segment called Anything Goes. It's the most unfiltered segment in the history of indie radio, and you guys are absolutely loving it. And it is, as the title would suggest, anything does go. We talk about anything and everything, and it's your opportunity to not get checked in and to say whatever you want about me or anything. It's anything goes. And
The Ride with JMV. Weekdays from 3 till 6 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Hey, Dan Dockich here with great news. We're super excited to have Window Nation as a new sponsor for our show, and they have allowed me to offer an exclusive deal for my listeners. Free windows. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. There is no limit. Buy 4, get 4 free, plus 0% financing for 5 full years. Plus, this week only, they will pay your heating bill until your new windows are installed. What a great way to kick off our new relationship. I've personally met the Window Nation team recently, and these guys are true window experts. They have installed over 500,000 windows and have been in more than 80,000 homes, and I can't wait to upgrade to new energy-efficient windows in my home. Window Nation is bringing their superior service and products to my listeners. So if you felt this recent cold blast coming through your windows and doors, you need to call today. 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90-NATION. Tell them Dan Dockich sent you.
Yeah, it was all, hey, I'm John here. How you guys doing? PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. Let's say you're losing dome coverage. For example, you're trying to squeeze in a spot that's not big enough for your vehicle in a Daytona 500. It's like you're losing ground there. You're losing hair coverage. I'm making an analogy for a conversation we're having off air, but I think you understand it, right? You're losing coverage on your dome. Get your real growing hair again with PAI. This is the real deal. It's multi-unit hair grafting. It's Artist Robotic FUE. And I can tell you, because I know it absolutely does work. Talk to Darren Andrews about that today. Get an appointment and then find out what you can do to get your real growing hair again with PAI. Tell them I sent you. WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Chad and Tyler Peterman.
Hey Tyler, it's Freebuary, the month to get a new air conditioner plus a free furnace from Peterman. Purchase a Bryant AC system and we'll include a free Bryant 80% furnace, air filter system, and a programmable thermostat. That's over $1,500 in savings, plus 36 months free financing is available. Don't delay, Freebuary only lasts for 1 month.
Call 859-4270. Peterman's the way to go.
Hey, business owners, does your Wi-Fi ever slow down because of your customers? Do downloads lag when they stream videos? Ever tried to finish payroll while clients hog up your bandwidth? Then make the switch to Comcast Business. Our gig speed network is fast, and we go beyond fast when you add Wi-Fi Pro, which lets you allocate how much bandwidth you give to customers and your business. So while customers are busy streaming, emailing, and chatting, your employees can still be productive. Wi-Fi Pro on the nation's largest gig speed network. A great experience for your customers and your business. Switch to Comcast Business now for an amazing deal. Get 75 megabit internet for just $49.95 a month when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for EcoBill and automatic payment. Wi-Fi Pro available for an additional charge. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Offer ends 2/28/19. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra. Subject to change.
Hey, Dan Doggett here for Kingsley Rose. Are you running ads to find new hires? Hiring an employee that stays over 10 years is an at least a $500,000 investment. Do more. Imagine touching thousands of people about your job opening. Companies that hire Kingsley Rose usually have 3 top people to pick from. People you don't get from running